Oh, okay. Wait. Maybe it's fine. Who's this at? Yo, yo, yo. Okay. I think it should be fine. I think it's fine. Okay. Oh, I forgot. I'll do it later. Okay. Hey there, Gage. I am feeling better, which is why I'm streaming. Welcome. Thank you. Hang on, titled... God, I forgot to check. How long has it actually been since I streamed? It has been... Oh, gee. That's longer than I thought. Oh no. Last time we streamed was January 13th. Okay, it's been a hot minute. Been looking for my stream. Yeah, I was busy for the latter half of January and then I got really sick. And it's also been really hot. So I just turned 25 on the 19th. Hell yeah. Oh, you did? Because it's the 22nd, right. Well, happy birthday. Is there a mod? Yeah, we're playing the, it's the random cell order, because it's just... It's been my new solitaire. It's just the game I put... It's just a game I play while I have YouTube on in the background to numb my brain and I'm still like not completely 100% better. I'm at like 98, 99. My throat still gets a bit like congested with like grossness and I gotta clear it, so if I sound odd or need to like clear my throat at any point, that's why. So hey, Blue Bidya, I don't think I've seen you in chat before. Welcome. Jack and Dax is a great idea right now. Insomnia. Oh, Insomnia sucks. That's a mood, yeah. Welcome, welcome. I thought you said Insomniac sucks. I'm like, oh wait, what happened? I mean, I'm not like the hugest fan, but like, I don't know. I thought it was funny. Hey there, Randy. I think this mod has actually killed all my enjoyment for casual playthroughs of this game, because now I'm just like completely optimizing routes for like getting like doing things quick and just stuff I don't do when playing casually. So plus, okay, a fair warning, it's very possible we get soft locked in the early game. So speedrunner, yeah, but like I'm not even like speedrunning. I'm just like I'm constantly like, because the way that like it sets it up is like you've got to do things in a random order. So like if I'm at a point in a level where I don't need to get this power cell yet, I'll just do the thing that I need to get the power cell. The power cell will spawn and then I'll leave it there and come back for it later. So also my internet has been really weird lately. It's got like the shittest download speeds and it's really like been fluctuating a lot, but the upload seems okay. So yeah, and I chose to stream in 1080p anyway, just to tempt the gods. So yeah, we'll take it how it comes. Won't be able to watch much since I have to head to school soon. That's no worries. Realize just how that sounded. No, I mean I can't sleep. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I am a connoisseur of the horrible sleeping habits and cycles. I feel you. Hey there, Franj. I have been up and down. Look, I got a lot I want to talk about today because like I had like it's probably not an exaggeration to say the biggest week of my life, at least in recent memory. A few weeks ago, and I really want to talk about it, but I haven't been able to, so. Also, if you guys could like the stream, I'd appreciate that. Ooh. It's also been like really fucking hot, so even like I have been like a bit better lately, but even if like I wanted to stream, it's just been so fucking hot, or it's just like I don't feel like, I don't want to. See, like I just explained like what I've been doing. Like, look, I just did the seagulls, even though that's not the Powercell I'm meant to be doing right now. I'm meant to be collecting orbs, but it's like, well, I set it up for myself, so it's more efficient for me. And I've gotten really good at doing boosted uppercuts, just like casually. I've been watching your videos a lot lately, mostly while doing something else like fixing my room. That's nice to hear. I feel really, really bad because it's been almost 2 years since I've uploaded my last video, and I haven't like made a ton of progress on that front. So I feel really bad about that. I do want to touch on that though in this stream at some point, because there has been like some developments, I guess, on that front. Some stuff I want to update you guys on. And man, skipping cutscenes is such a godsend. Like, oh my god. Oh no, we're dropping! No! Okay, we're good. Damn it. I actually really want to try and organize... I haven't mentioned it to him yet, but I think it'd be really fun to stream racing this with HS Blue. Because, like... There's a lot of weird quirks about this mod in terms of the Powercell order it lets you like do things in, where like you can get to Rock Village with 20 Powercells, and then the next Powercell will be get to the end of Mountain Pass, and it's like, oh fuck. So you need to do like some like old speedrunning tricks to like get through this. So I feel like if I just raced a friend of mine like in the server, it'd be kind of a layup. So I think that'd be fun to race him. Especially since like this mod is pretty unpredictable with like how much it'll want to run you about the map. Like like there was one time I was playing this, like I went to Misty Island and did like almost every Powercell there before it told me to go elsewhere, so. Made a playlist for me to watch long plays of the Jack trilogy alongside Ratchet and Clank and Sly. Guess your channel, it's kind of the reason I got interested in Jack and Daxter. Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm glad to have poisoned your brain, because oh my god, I'm going the wrong way. I can't escape this madness. How do you roll jump in the water? It's so difficult for me. It's weird. I think the water can't be too deep. That specific spot, you kind of just gotta like get in it and start roll jumping, and sometimes you can just like get it, and once you've got it, you just keep a chain going. But if you want to initiate it, you kind of just like get in the water and then mash the roll button and hope for the best. Like jump and mash the roll button as you land. So. Also, I got so many like caveats before like I get real deep into the stream. I'm such an idiot. My like color changing like light bulb that I have like in the far end of my room to give like mood lighting, it fucking broke because I'm a dumbass. It was like sitting on the floor, and the like light stand thing it was in, I like leant on it and I leant on the light bulb, and well, I can just show you. Here's the light bulb, and as you can see, like this thing came off and it snapped, and now there's exposed wires, and I don't know how to fix it or if I can, so it's just kind of been sitting about. So my stream doesn't look as cool. I know, that's sad. Hey Thor, how we doing? Is it just me, or does character designs with goggles always look cool? Yeah. Man, like I understand like there can be some critique with Jack's design being a bit busy and unfocused, but I love just how like all over the place it is, you know, like I think it's really sick. Also, one thing I'll absolutely give this game over 2 and 3 is just the color palette of Jack and Daxter, like how much they complement each other, and like the tones of the colors, and how well, like, just how good they are. Like the orange contrasted with like the bright yellow and the blue of Jack, it's like, oh. Whereas like the later games, like Jack's, his hair isn't as bright yellow, and there's more green in there, and his clothes are a lot darker blue, so they don't contrast as much. And then in 3, there's a lot more brown shades and stuff, which I still like a lot, but it's like, man, like just how bright your character is in this game is just so cool. And I think it's really enhanced by Open Goal, like just how crisp it is. Jack looks like a guy who kept anything cool he found. Well, yeah, he's kind of just like he's a village farm boy. He's just like, hell yeah. Like, where did he get this shit, you know? Like, damn. Where am I going? I especially like the Jack 3 design. I don't really like Jack 2's hairstyle. I think it looks better when he's Dark Jack. I mean, Jack 3's is my favorite design. Just from like a design standpoint alone, I think he looks fucking sick. But like while playing the game, I think Jack 1's is like it's very striking to me. Loved all 3 Jacks when they came out. I often associate them with the holiday season since they were usually gifts. Never played any other games in the series. Wondering if they're any good. Jack X is excellent. Like, it's still a Naughty Dog game, and it really shows. I think in a lot of ways it's probably better than 3, but I still prefer 3 as much as of a mess that game is. Daxter is like, the more I play it and the more I think about it, the less interesting it is to me. I don't know. Like, I think it's like a really solid platformer, especially being a PSP game. It's certainly the best out of all the handheld platformer Sony properties like that got those games. Like the handheld Ratchet and Clanks were fucking awful, and the other handheld Jack game, Lost Frontier, is really bad. So Daxter is definitely the best out of that bunch. But like not only when comparing it, I mean, I don't know. I guess when comparing it to like the rest of the Jack series, it's just very like for as whack and crazy these games are, Daxter just feels very run-of-the-mill, which still leaves you with a really solid game. But I don't know. I just find myself thinking of it a lot less often, especially with like the amount of potential it had, like with its premise. I feel like a lot more could have been done there. I don't know. If you do want to like go into the spin-off realm, oh no, my chat disconnected. If you ever want to go into like the spin-off realm of this series, at least, I'd recommend giving Daxter a try. It's a good game. It's fun to be had. But yeah, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. A lot of people like really love that game, and it's like I mean I guess I get it. Where to get the eco storage ring though? I mean, I don't know, like, yeah, because it's weird because like the intro of the game makes it me casually watching 144p. Yeah, no, that's a vibe. Like literally, like the last stream I did was the very first stream I ever did in 1080p because I've never had internet good enough to go above 720, and even 720 was a huge ask most of the time. So. I mean, if I mean my stream is like fine, like I'm not dropping anything, so if it's bad on your guys' end, that ain't my problem. Sorry. I was gonna say though, it's kind of weird how like the start of the game, like it kind of implies that like Jack and Kira are meeting for the first time in that scene. So, which is also weird if Jack's been living with Samos the whole time. I don't know. I only get that implication because of like how Jack reacts to like seeing Kira, but like maybe he's just a dumbass and maybe he's just like a horny bastard and reacts like that every time he sees Kira. So who knows? Oh no, I gotta get more orbs. Ugh. Dax is really good side chapter game, not a mainline game. I mean, yeah, like, yeah, I don't know, because, like, even though it's, like, a side game, like, how, the very few ways it ties into, like, the main series just feels really, like, very tenuous, and there's not much of it, so it's like, I don't know, you can take it or leave it. You won't, I'll say, like, you won't be missing a lot by skipping it, but, like, it's not like you're gonna have a bad time, so... Just called it a bad Monster Hunter Village game. Daxter, I mean. I'm sure I would get that reference if I'd played Monster Hunter. Sorry. Ugh. Daxter is also good, but I think that's all. The thing I liked most was that it added more locations to Haven City. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to turn this into a Daxter hate stream, but you know. Like, I don't even hate the game, I just think it's kind of, it's just very average. What was that little chibi game you were streaming before? That's what I meant. Dragon Quest? Oh! That was Dragon Quest Builders 2. Very good game. I really want to pick that up again on stream, because I did the same thing I did in my first playthrough. I finished the first village, did some stuff on the main island, and then dropped it. It's like, fuck. Because I was just like, man, I don't want to commit to like starting the new village. So I've just never seen past it. It's like, man, I really want to get back to that. I love that game. Daxter hate stream. I go, you're the only one ripping. Yeah, like, you know, I know, but that would be the contents of the stream, me hating on Daxter. Boggy Swamp vid gathers another layer of dust. Look, I'll talk about it, okay? I have a lot to talk about. It's really hot in here. These lights aren't doing me any favors. Hold on a sec. So if we do this... Is that better? Maybe? Live read the script so far as a 2K Patreon goal. It's funny you say that, because I posted the whole script on my Patreon like a year ago, and I've barely touched it since then. But it's like, oh, I was so happy with it. By, like, where I last left it off. And I came back to it maybe a month or two ago, I can't remember now. I posted about starting the project again in the Discord. I went back to it, I'm just like, oh no, I'm so not happy with this. And like, the more I was digging into like how I wanted to like structure the video and everything, I'm just like, wow, I really don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. And then I just shut down, and I haven't looked at it since. I just wanted to cry. I was like, I can't do this. I'm like, oh no. Heard of Penny's Big Breakaway? It was surprise dropped yesterday. Made by the Sonic Mania team. Oh, I think I heard something about that. I think Martian posted it in the server as well. I don't know. Lighting is bad. It's a girl with a sentient yo-yo? That's so based. Oh my god. Yeah, I haven't really been playing many games lately. I've been too sick, and even when I haven't been sick, I've been like, oh, man, I can't be bothered. Oh yeah, Thor, how is One Shot going? Did you make much progress on that? Not much, but some I'm going to grind this weekend. That's fair. The yo-yo is a dog and bites the king's butt, and you just flee 11 worlds worth of his penguin army as a 3D platform where you swing around. That sounds cool. Are you hyped about the decompilation of Jak 3? Absolutely. Look, as much as I clown on Jak 3, I might... Okay, oh man, this changes every time. When Jak 1 Open Goal came out, I was like, oh yeah, sweet, this is great, but I'm really hyped for Jak 2, because Jak 1 was already really easy to emulate. So it was like, oh, I really want Jak 2, because... You know, I like that game a lot, and it'll be nice to play that on PC. And then when Jak 2 came out, it's like, well, I played around with the early builds of Open Goal before it officially dropped. So by the time it did drop, I was like, oh man, I've kind of got my fill a little bit. And and at that point, I've been playing nothing but Jak 2 on stream for the past like 6 months. So it was like, Okay, yeah. But now I really want Jack 3 because Jack 3 is also not not very easy to emulate. So like having like, and it's also like every like official version of it like doesn't run very well, and I don't like and it's like Jack 3 I think has the most to gain from like the PC port. Like even on PS2, like, which I think is the ideal way to play it, has like mad frame rate issues and screen tearing, and it's like damn. So I feel it has the most to gain. And also because like, well, that's the game we're gonna fucking mod to shit to fix it. So I'm excited for that, I guess. There was another one, can't remember the name, but you plays a hermit crab who gets his shell stolen, so you use pollution trash as temporarily ability shells in combat. I think I might have seen something like that. I'm not sure. Zeke been jacking it on stream too much. True. Just wondering when a good time is to start, like, talking about stuff. Got a lot of things to, like, show as well. It's gonna be a big thing. I promised myself I would not play Jack 3 until there was an official version, since I burnt out very quickly on Jack 2 before the official version came out. Oh, of Open Goal? Yeah, that might be fair. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to hold myself back, because I told myself the same thing about Jack 2, but I still went ahead and did it anyway. I think the problem with me though is like just playing around with like Open Goal. In Jack 2, there's a lot less to play around with. Like, you can just, like, you can run around Haven City a bit, and, like, that's kind of it. Did I already do this? I did. Whereas Jack 3 has, like, there's so many, like, places to go and places to fuck around in, so, yeah, I don't know. My only question is how these plants are able to grow through freaking precursor metal, yet Dark Eco can't. Dark Eco can't grow through metal? Like, what do you mean? I mean, I would assume, like, the... Where am I going? Yeah. I assume, like, the plant is just, like, going up to the surface through, like, the dirt and shit. I don't know. Developers added more secrets to have more fun to Jack 2. Yeah, I think that's super cool. When we do our Jack 2 mod, I wanna have like a bunch of our own secrets though. I like every time I boot up Jack 2, I just turn on the bad weather mod and then keep it on, because like it's just my favorite. I love it. Like Jack 2 when it's all rainy and stormy is like my favorite vibe. Zeke will finish Jack 3 the Ultimate Experience mod, the journey back final trail through Open Goal before he finishes Boggy Swamp. True, my controller's gone flat. One sec. Yeah, and usually I play with the PS2 controller, but lately I've just been like, oh, whatever, PS4 is fine. Oh, sweet, I can do this now. Inside of Crew's model, we will hide a 3D model of corn. We will never elaborate on what it means. I would legitimately hide something like that. I think it'd be funny as hell. Cool. Hey Alex, I am feeling better, thank you. It is very hot though, so you win some, you lose some. Australian things, absolutely. Oh, it's been so fucked. Like, no, I went down the street today. I had a doctor's appointment, and it's like, fuck. I came back and I walked in the door. My sister just like looked at me holding the cat, and I'm just like, I was ready to melt. Like, ugh. And it's like inside the house was like nice and cool. It was just like, oh, fucking hell. Ugh. It's hot for February here, about 12 degrees Celsius. Oh, wait, I don't know what season you're in right now, so. Hide the meme in the that's so funny. Yeah. Oh, you guys, you're not ready. You're not ready for what we're gonna do for Jack 3. Like, we're gonna give Kira like an actual role in the game, and it's gonna be like really cool. I can't wait. Well, what I was trying to say with that is we're going to give her like a cool new design, and it's going to be cool. And it's going to be cool. Where's the last one? Up there. We're going to give her massive spanners because she's going to be working in the garage for Jack and his cars. Almost spring here. End of summer there. Yeah, we're coming up to the end of summer. Hopefully. This way. Wow, Zeke is sexist. A woman's place is in the garage fixing cars. I'm just quoting the old man. Jack X Law. Actually, something I've been kind of struggling with is if I want to, like, because we're rewriting Jack 3, and something I've had in the back of my mind is like, are we going to keep Jack X canon? You know, like, do we want to write Jack 3 in a way that completely nullifies anything that'll come after? Like, hypothetically, like, essentially creating its completely own timeline for like anything that's possible to come after? Or do we write it where it's like, you know, it's a bit more open-ended like Jack 3 is already, where like Jack X could feasibly happen in this timeline anyway? It's something I'm not 100% on right now. But like, that's like the least of my issues right now when it comes to rewriting Jack 3. There's some like fucking massive glaring issues that I just have been unable to really grapple with lately, and it's been really depressing me. I could go into it if the chat wants me to, but like, that's a whole thing. Please just make Kira follow you around like a companion, like she carries a mini. I legit, like, I do want, like, to be like some story missions where like she comes out in the desert with you and helps you out and stuff like that. Like, I want her to have like an actual fucking role in this game instead of just what she is in Jak 1, you know? Like, she'll still, like, you know, like, do all your car repairs and invent shit for you, but, like, I want her to, like, have some fucking... a role in the story, you know? Samos, on the other hand, that's something I'm struggling with as well. I want him to have more of a presence. I'm just not sure how. Jack, Daxter, and Kira seems like a cool trio. Like, literally, yeah, like, I'm just... Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like, I'm like, the most excited I am right now for, like, Kira, like, as a whole, is just, like, giving her a cool new Wasteland outfit. Because, like, Kira has 2 outfits in the series, and one of them is in Lost Frontier, and it's fucking atrocious, so it's like, fuck. Fuck. My settings preset stream go to 144. I don't know what's going on. Like, my stream is... I don't know. Maybe it's on YouTube's end. I don't know. My stream's not dropping. For once. Movie. I'm 1080-60. Whoa, someone's winning. sorry, my American viewers, I guess. What if Samos can give you optimal quests to kill beasts? Metalheads in the forest. Oh god, I can't read. Samos can give you optimal quests to kill metalheads in the forest, like a bounty list. The problem is, I don't want Samos out in the desert. Why do I have pink hair? Because I think it looks pretty. Yeah, why don't you? Yeah, I don't want Samos out in the desert because of like a bunch of reasons. So like it's and considering we're not going to be going back to Haven City till Act 3, it's like it's really difficult to try and come up with like a satisfying role for Samos in the story. But it's like I want him to have more of a role in it. But it's also like you've got to juggle like Samos and Damus, like Jack's 2 father figures. Like I don't like this is like Damus's sort of game, you know, like yeah, I don't know. It's there's a lot going on with this story. Haven Forest is in Haven City, my friend. No, yeah, but we're saving Haven City to be a singular level at the like end of the game. So, yeah. Are you going to use So for voice acting? I'm not a loser about it. I'm just curious. Did you autocorrect to AI? Because no, we're not going to be using AI. We're going to have voice actors. Yeah, no, we're not using AI. Hey, Lumina. Welcome. Samus could be like a medic in Spargus. No, but that's the thing. Like, I don't like the whole like thing with Jak 3 is like Jack's being thrust into like this wasteland. Like he's got to fend for himself. He doesn't have like Samos to like, you know, guide him. He's kind of on his own. So, and that's where like Damus comes in. Like Damus becomes that like mentor figure. Hey, Stero Rice, welcome. Hey, Martian. Like Damus becomes that like mentor figure for Jack, and like having Damus, having Samos there as well would like kind of conflict with that, and wouldn't really work in my opinion. Yeah, I'm talking about me and some friends are rewriting Jak 3, so I'm just talking about some of the issues I'm having when it comes to the plot at the moment. SNO keys are right next to ANI. True. Like I ideally, I guess in the setup that we've got at the moment, like the constraints that we have, because we have a lot of constraints. I guess the most like feasible thing for Samos would be to have some pivotal role in the politics of Haven City that like do affect like the plot when we get there, because there's a lot going on. There's so much going on in this fucking plot. Oh my god. Did I make a video on this? I have. Sort of. A few months ago, I did a playthrough of Jak 3 on stream, taking notes of my issues with the story, while like talking about a lot of the ideas that we'd been having for this rewrite. Hello? Oh, whoops! I gotta do the fish. And then I uploaded that to my second channel, so I sort of did a video on it. A lot of those ideas are kind of outdated now, so like this is a very, very ongoing process. Yeah, but it's something I'm really like passionate about. I'm very excited for it. Precursors can't be damn Otzels. Oh man, see, this is the thing. I guess I'm just gonna go into it. I'm sorry. After I bitch about this Jak 3 thing, I'm going to start talking about like my big week I had a few weeks ago. I'm going to start talking about my life. Because I'm excited and I had a lot to talk about. So, a huge problem I'm having with this rewrite is all of us on the team, there's 6, 7 of us, we're all in agreement that we want the precursors to stay Otzels. One sec. I just somehow spilt water on my face. Great. The reason being, I'll get the coffee, be back in like, see it, 30 seconds. Okay. Narrow down. Okay. Reason being, we all, oh my god, I'm so fucking, how am I this stupid? We all think it's a good plot twist because of like, it's really cool and subversive and really, like, makes fun of like you know, all those like the gods are these all-powerful like mythic being tropes, and like it kind of ties back to the cartoony roots of this first game, like it's taking like the very overly self-serious tone that 2 established and 3 continued, but like considering 3 is like the synthesis of 1 and 2, like it's an amalgamation of those 2 styles, tones and settings and stuff. Having 3 like take like this really serious topic, like the god creators of the universe, and make it a joke, that's so good. I don't know why I'm experiencing input lag right now. So that's why we want to keep it. And the lore implications are like cool and funny and like turns everything on its head. The problem is Jak 3 sucks, and that's the end of my thing. No, look. This is something I didn't realize until very recently. Oh my god, I suck. I don't know why I'm feeling this lag. You have a point, but I like the eerie vibe the precursor held in Jak. Okay, yeah, I'm getting there. Okay, the problem is, Jak 2 is a good game and Jak 3 isn't. So, in Jak 2, this is something I didn't realize until like, maybe like a few months ago, because it is like so subtle. It's so subtle. I'm sorry I haven't kept up in chat either. So Jak 2 has like this very subtle subplot where it's like pretty much canon that Jak, through his actions in the story, not only like saved himself to send himself back in time, not only destroyed Core, the enemy of the precursors, he also revived the precursor race from the brink of extinction. Like, it is so heavily implied that the precursors are completely wiped out, save for the precursor stone. Like, that is it. That's the only thing left of them. And its destruction would mean, like, the complete annihilation of the precursors as, like, a race. And so, there's, like, this subtle, like, subplot that, like, Jak is, like, I hate everything about my lighting. Like, that Jak is, like, saving the precursors. And that's like something I didn't really pick up on until recently. But there's like a few things that like, you know, make it kind of obvious in retrospect. So like again, we're gonna completely disregard all of Jak 3 because like that was written after the fact, purely within the bounds of 1 and 2. So what do we got? So the precursor stone is like a precursor egg, right? it houses a precursor being within it. And so at the end of the game, Samus has this line, Metal Core and his menace are history, and somewhere out there, an ancient race has begun again. It's like, an ancient race. You're going to bed, Thor? Okay, have a good night. An ancient race, meaning the precursors, has begun again, implying that it, like, ended, and now it's, like, restarted. Well, what events occurred in like, the last, like, 20 minutes that, like, would, like, lead Samus to say that? Well, we just opened the precursor stone, a precursor entity came out, and then went through the warp gate. Through the rift gate. And where does that go? It goes to the past, you know? So, like, that precursor goes through the rift gate to the past to, like, start the race again. Like, start the race all over again. You can imply this in one of two ways. Either, like, Jack simply saved the precursors from extinction, like, they all were wiped out, save the precursor stone. There was a stretch where there was none of them, and then there was then it started again because of the precursor stone. Or, because this game is already made up of time loops where there's no discernible beginning, Jack is born in the future to send himself back to the past, and that's a whole loop to send himself to the future. Same with like the Metalhead invasion. Jack opening the rift gate lets Core from the future in to take over Sandover, which leads to him having a presence in the future, and it's like a whole loop. So with the precursors, Jack opening the precursor stone to send, and that precursor going through the rift gate to the past, creating like this whole cycle where Jack started the race of the precursors. Like, his actions led to, like, not only the race not being extinct, but also like creating them in the first place through like this time loop. That's like an interpretation. Like, I don't know how canon that is. Oh god, no. What's going on? Okay. My brain thought the first. So, like, yeah, I don't think there's any, like, definitive, like, explanation there. But, like, it's interesting, right? But there's a couple other, like, lines of dialogue that also, like foreshadow, like, this, like, subtle, like, subplot of, like, saving the precursors. Because what is the plot of Jak 2? It's, like, you need to, like, there's a few of them, but, like, the main one is to, like, defeat Core, and save yourself, and send him back in time so you can, like, create this cycle. That's, like, the main driving thing of Jak 2. Kill Core, save yourself, and that works everything out, right? But then it's like, it adds in the last act, once the precursor stone has been established, it adds onto this thing where you're not only doing that, but you're also saving the precursors as a race. So there's that line where Samus says an ancient race has begun again, but there's also a line from the Oracle, of all places, when you're getting your third dark power. He says, even now, the Metalhead leader realizes you can destroy him and save the last chance for our race. Like the precursor stone, like, that's it. That's their last chance. And it's like, fuck. How did I not pick up on this in all these years of playing these games? Like, this very subtle, like, other thread of this story, right? And I think that's, like, really cool. Like, that's a really cool thing to, like, pick up on and then, like, oh, Moon's out. How we doing? I think that's sick. The problem is, okay, so it's like, we've got all that, right? And then Jak 3 throws it all out the window. It's like, oh, no, that was all bullshit. We made all that up. And it's like, fuck, really? Like, look, I can accept, like, you know, the like, in Jak 3, there's like the hologram precursors, like, at the end of the sub-rails when you get your Light Eco shield power, like, a precursor shows up, but it's a hologram, and it's like, oh, they were fucking with us. I can accept that, but then it's like, I mean, we see how powerful the precursor stone is when, like, it goes into Mars' gun and, like, opens the precursor, the Metalhead nest. Like, we see how powerful the stone is. and so much emphasis is put on the precursor stone as being the last chance for the precursor race. And it's like, okay, this clearly isn't just some like powerless MacGuffin that doesn't actually have any importance at all. It does. So that must have been a real precursor. What does that say about the Otzels then? They said it's all bullshit. So like, oh, what? So okay, so we're just invalidating like a whole plot point in Jak 2. Like, I guess it didn't fucking matter in the end, did it? I guess if the Baron really did crack open the precursor stone, nothing would have happened because it was all bullshit. I guess nothing really fucking mattered in the end if Core got the precursor stone and then did what he wanted with it. I guess it was all bullshit and pointless. Thanks, Jak 3. Great game. Fuck me. And that's my problem, because I want to keep them being Otzels, but it's like, fuck, what do we do? My spiel over. Fucking, oh, someone... Worth the copy. Nope, fuck. Alright, I'm gonna catch one chat, I'm sorry. I see Finboy Crew. Some things never change. Heading to school right now, have a nice day, Zeke. Okay, sorry Randy, but have a good one. I didn't see it when you sent that. You seem really passionate about this. Yeah. Yeah. Some might say, I need to get a life. But some might find it endearing, and I don't know. That there's people watching this stream at the moment, so I don't know. Wait a minute, have you been thinking about Jak 3 too in the precursor review? Yeah, well, like, you know, we're rewriting it, so it's like... I've been thinking about it a lot. I like listening. I'm glad someone does. In hope of not sounding like your grandpa. How's school? It starts next week. I think I'm going to go okay this semester because I live close to... Like, I live in the same city now. And only one of my classes has reading material. And I've been doing a lot of reading lately, so I've, like, trained myself to actually sit down and read for long periods of time. And also, it's an English literature class, so I'm actually going to be, like, interested in it, so... What am I doing? I think I'll be okay this semester. Next semester, I'm probably going to be fucked, because I'm going back to Japanese. That's going to be difficult. Very excited to see what you and the team do. These are concepts and ideas I've thought about for years. Yeah, it's going to be a long time, though. We've been putting a lot more work into the Jak 1 stuff lately. Ever since Qatar released his level pack, it really invigorated me to, like, get back to work on that. And we've made some decent headroom in that, I think. At least as far as I can remember. We haven't talked about it in a while. Fuck. I have, like, clear directions of, like, the actual work we need to do going forward. We just got to do the work. And that's the hard part. Yeah. Did make some breakthroughs on 3 recently. Yeah, that's the thing. No matter what we do, all our discussions always come back to 3 because it's like there's just so much more to talk about and it's more interesting. So it's like, yeah. But we actually did finally make some like pretty big breakthroughs in 3 just yesterday to do with the gameplay, because the gameplay again is just as fucked and messy as the story. So it's like, it's been a very hard thing for us to really try and grapple with. And we made some pretty fucking decent progress yesterday. Like, it's not all set in stone, like a lot of it is still subject to change, but we made a lot of progress and I'm pretty happy with that. Anyway, I think I should probably stop talking about that. I'm starting to get a headache. I want to talk about like a few weeks ago. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna like start cold. So, on the 21st of January, which I realize is a whole month ago now, which, yeah, I re-dyed my hair. Whoa, so it doesn't look as good as it did then, but I re-dyed my hair, I got it cut. And this time I want to like actually try and keep on top of its length. I kind of didn't touch it since like last time I got it dyed and stuff was in June, and I just didn't like touch it until like last month. So, oh, did you get the chance to play my little game? I haven't because I've been sick, but I do want to get around to that. Looks nice, thank you. So there's that, and the reason I got it re-dyed, not only because like it was very much due, but because I had like a whole week of music and good fun times I was going to. So okay, two of my favorite bands are breaking up, and they were playing their final tours. So, okay. So, okay, let me get this right. On the 25th, no, the 24th of January, which was a Wednesday, I went and saw one of my favorite bands, the Heartaches. I saw them play for their final tour. It wasn't their final show, because I was going to that as well, but they were doing 3 shows in Adelaide, and I went to 2 of them. God, okay, I'm trying to formulate in my head what's the best way to like deliver my story. Should I just like go step by step, or lay out the grand plan and then break it down? Okay, I'm gonna lay it out. So my two of my favorite bands, the Heartaches, which are a local Adelaide band. I've been going to see them since I was like 15, 16, and NoFX. They're doing their final tour, and they just finished up their final Australian tour. The problem was I live in South Australia. And NoFX was only going to Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, which are not in my state. So I had to go interstate. And the problem was, both of their final tours were happening like as far as I could like go and see them, almost the exact same time. So NoFX are playing 2 shows in each city they were going to. They were doing like 2 consecutive nights, playing like 3 albums each. And so I went to Melbourne, which is in Victoria, which is the state closest to mine. And they played Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th. The Heartaches, their 3 Adelaide shows, which is where I live, Adelaide, they played the 24th, the 27th, and the 28th. So the 28th was their final ever show. And I was not going to miss that for the world. So in the space of 1, 2, 3, 4, in the space of 5 days, I went to 4 gigs across 2 states. Oh man, okay, let's get into it. So why would they do that to you? When the Heartaches announced their final tour and I looked at the dates, I literally started crying because I was like, no, I'm already going to NoFX. How am I going to do this? So yeah, I had a big week. Hey, Soitsu. Okay. So, Wednesday the 24th. I went to... That made you sick? I'll get there. That is an insane journey, but absolutely worth it. Oh, man. Okay. There's a lot to go over. Okay, Wednesday. I went with a friend of mine, and we went and saw the Heartaches. Just because, I introduced them to the Heartaches, in 2022. I introduced them to the Heartaches. And they came to a couple of gigs with me and my family. So they were pretty gutted that they were breaking up because I'd just got into them, and I've been into them since for years now. So they went to all 3 Adelaide shows, just because you're not going to get another chance, so go to all 3. But because one of those Adelaide shows was happening on the night I was going to be seeing NoFX, I couldn't go to all three. So I went to two of them, which I could go to. But the problem is that only left a single day between seeing the Heartaches on the first day and seeing NoFX on their first day. Only a day in between to go interstate. So yeah, I made this very hard for myself. Anyway, so Heartaches come to Adelaide on that Wednesday night. We go, great night. What's also really fucking cool is their opening act was Landy Hecht, and she is the singer from a UK punk band, the Muncie Girls, which I fucking love. And they also broke up like end of last year. And she has like her solo stuff, and I love like her work. Like I love her work in Muncie Girls, and like her solo stuff is like it's incredible. I'm in love with it. So it was so sick that they took her on tour. I got a fig, sick. Yeah, so I thought that was sweet, and I got to see her live, which was really sick. So that night, I picked up some stuff. Let's go to big one. I picked up her latest album, House Without a View. It's very, very good. With such classic songs as Lola, which is about her cat, First Girlfriend, which is really good, Gay Space Cadets, that's also really good. It's a very good album. And, you're not gonna be able to see the fucking vinyl color very well, but it's like a, it's like a transparent purple, like it's a deep purple, which is really cool. Space is cool. So I picked that up. Do I drink by any chance? Because all concerts, I always drink too much. I don't, so no, I don't. It's not even a thing where it's like, oh, I do sometimes, or like, oh, I have such a problem with drinking. It's like, I don't know, I don't like alcohol very much, but like, even like some alcohols that I do like I don't know, I'm just not really into it. Why is this not going in properly? Good, don't, yeah. There we go. So I got that. What was also really cool was the Heartaches were like... Oh, okay, no worries, Gem. The Heartaches were... Let's get back to... The Heartaches, like, because, like, you know, it was their final tour. Where am I going? Yes. They also had, like, they were trying to sell as much merch as they could. Like, a lot of stuff they just, like, had in boxes, you know? So they had, like, a bunch of, like, old shirts from old tours. They had, like, a lucky dip where it was, like, it was cheaper than, like, the shirts they were selling. But, like, it was random. Like, you just get what you get sort of thing. I didn't get one of those. I should have, but they went pretty quick. But I also got some merch that night. Where are they? Okay. So I guess back to big screen. Glad for your sake you got to make it to their last show, and hey, introduce a friend in the mix. Hope you both enjoyed yourself. Yeah. It was still sad though. So I got a few Heartaches shirts. This is from one of their previous tours. This was the tour I brought my friend to for the first time. It was the Party Ghost tour. So this was the shirt I got. I didn't get it during that tour because I was broke, and there's so many tours in recent memory where like I just didn't get a shirt because like I was like, oh, I've got enough of their shirts, or like I don't have much money. It was just like, now I've just made up a policy. Every gig I go to, I'm getting a fucking shirt because like, you know, I don't know if I'll get a chance to again, you know. And like there's a bunch of like Heartaches shirts that like have like the coolest designs, and I'm sad I never got them, you know. So I got that. I got one of the shirts for this tour. They made up like, you know, final tour shirts. There's this one, the last slice, which I think is pretty cool. And I got one of Landy's shirts as well. Which is pretty sick. So I got those. What? Fuck. What do I say now? I've run out of words. So yeah, I got those. I went to the gig and I was wearing that pizza shirt is dope. Yeah, I really like it. I got another one as well because, well, I guess I'll talk about that later. I went to the show wearing one of when Muncie Girls like broke up, they also released some like breaking up shirts sort of thing, and I got two of them. One was a long sleeve, and on the back there was like their whole discography with like every release and every song on there, which I thought was pretty cool. And also just like a normal t-shirt with like their logo and like the dates of the band and stuff. And I wore that to the gig because, like, you know, Landy was a singer of Muncie Girls, so it was like, yeah, that would be cool. And so yeah. Man, I'm so bad at storytelling tonight. Okay, I kind of know the Heartaches, okay? I've like spent a lot of time with them over the years. And at like last year when they released their last album, they did their tour, I met their guitar tech because I'd been talking with him through YouTube comments because like he'd made like a video of his favorite Heartache songs. And we really got to know each other. Like, it's funny because like he knows Ben personally. Like, well, Ben is their singer. He knows him personally. Like he's like recorded like a bunch of his solo albums with him, and like Ben has lived with him like a lot, like on and off over the years. And it's so funny, like given all that, like, you know, they're like close friends and everything. Like Glenn is his name. Glenn is like, I think in his 60s, and like Ben's in like his 30s, and Glenn, like, me and him were just talking about like the band as like fans. Like we were both kind of like fangirling about like Ben's like work and how much like we really love his music. And it was just, it's so like funny to me. Like I don't know, I just found that really like a really cool experience. And Glenn and I have like talked a lot like since, you know, even to the point where it's like he's said to me that, like, you know, oh, I've got like, you know, demos for like every single Heartache song. Do you want them? I'm just like, yeah. So he's working up, he's sorting through a bunch of like, he's sorting through his hard drive, and getting the okay from Ben with like what stuff he's allowed to like share with me. So yeah. Anyway, so there's, I'm trying to give some context because like it's kind of funny. So I know Glenn like kind of well, you know, like we've talked a bit, and I've been going to see the Heartaches for like years now, and I've met Ben plenty of times, and like my family like know him and everything. Well, you know, and we've hung out a bit, and so like back in November, there was an opportunity for me, my friend who I've been talking about, and my little brother, to like do a gig, and we're like, let's just cover a bunch of Heartache songs. So we did that, and we recorded it, and we sent it to Glenn, and then Glenn sent it to Ben, and then like whoops, and then we talked to Ben like after the gig, and he's like, oh yeah, nice gig by the way. And it's like, and I'm just like, yeah, I was gonna ask about that, and he's like, oh yeah, we all watched it together. I'm just like, fucking hell, I fucked up so many times that during that gig. I was just so full of nerves, and it was the first time I'd performed in like a long time. So like, even though I'd practiced all my bits like a lot, I fucked up a lot. So but I don't know, it was just like, it's just so cool. Yeah, I also like On drums and guitar. Yeah. So I drummed I drummed 3 songs, and then I sang and was on guitar for one of them, and then my friend played guitar for those 3, but then drummed the one that I sang. Yeah. So there's that. That night I also, after Landy's set, as she was like coming off stage, I kind of ran into her for like a second or two. I just like told her like, hey, great set. And she's like, oh, thank you. And she's like, oh, nice shirt, sort of thing. But I didn't really get a chance to speak with her, which was kind of disappointing. But yeah, that was a really good night. The only thing that really sucks is like, man, what is it about like gigs these days? No one's moshing anymore. I hate it. It's like, man, all like the bands with the younger audiences, they don't mosh. It's all like it's all the boomer bands like No Effects that have mosh pits, and I was like, fuck's sake. I guess it's like, man, no, the queer bands, nah, they don't mosh. They're too cool for that. It's like, fuck's sake. So I was like a 1-person mosh, and then like by the end of the night my neck was absolutely killing me. So yeah. So yeah, that was a good night, and then I had to go all the way home, which was like an hour drive away. Like so going to Melbourne, I was only going with my dad, and I organized with my friend and his girlfriend to like see him at the gig as well, because he lives in Adelaide as well. And it's actually really cool because his name is Hayden, and I met him in high school when I was 14, and I don't think it's an exaggeration to say he kind of changed my life. He introduced me to punk rock through NoFX, and like, such a guitar player name, yeah. And so like when NoFX were doing their final tour, neither of us had like, well, when NoFX announced they were breaking up, neither of us had seen them live. So like I floated the idea to him like, hey, if they come to Australia for the final tour, do you want to come? I was like, oh, you know, maybe. So, I ended up seeing them at a festival they did, end of 2022. That was a pretty shit set, in all honesty, just because it was like a festival setting, and again, we went to Melbourne for it and like paid $200 for a festival to see one band, but I didn't know if they were going to come to Australia again for their final tour, like their proper final tour, but they did, sure enough. So we all organized to like go to Melbourne and stay down there and like meet up at the gig and stuff. And so we did, and it was cool. But to get to that point, fuck me. So okay, considering the fact that we were seeing NoFX Friday and Saturday, and the Heartaches was on Sunday, there was no way we were going to be able to make it back in time if we like drove. Like the initial plan was we would drive to Melbourne, because we'd done it before. It's not like a big deal. It's an 8-hour drive, right? It's 8 hours to drive to Melbourne. So the initial plan was, as my dad described it, as soon as they play the last chord at NoFX, we fucking book it and we go straight back home through the night. And that was the initial plan. And it's like, the more we thought about it, and the closer like the dates came, it's just like, I really don't want to do that, because I'm not going to have a good time at the final gig. So like, what do we do? Like, and we're like, okay, what if we like fly back on the Sunday morning and make it back in time for the Heartaches? Well, the other problem with the Heartaches is, for some reason, the final gig was at 2 p.m. Who plays at 2 p.m? Like, what the fuck what are you doing? I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. I'm not sure what the rationale behind that was. Maybe just like, you know, it's the final thing, so like everyone wants to hang out and like, you know, and just like, you know, chill sort of thing, instead of like, okay, we go to the gig at night, and then once it's done, we all have to go home because like it's midnight. Maybe that was the rationale. I probably was, because like we hung around for a bit afterwards. But anyway, how are the trains in Australia? I'm glad you asked, because okay, so this was what we ended up deciding. We would take the train to Melbourne, fly back on the Sunday morning. So the first Heartaches gig was on the Wednesday night. I went back home and stayed at my parents' that night. Then early Thursday morning... Wait, did I say that right? Wednesday was the gig. Went back that night. Stayed at my parents'. Then on Thursday morning, we had to catch the train to Melbourne. And that took... What was it? 9 hours. It was a 9-hour train ride. And this was the first time I'd ever caught a train. So, this week of mine had a lot of like cool like first times and some heartbreaking finals. So it's like trains are a foreign concept for a guy like me, like legit, yeah. Because like here's the thing, interstate trains almost not even a thing. Like trains going interstate is mostly for it's mostly for like goods transport, right? But the few like passenger trains there are, none of it is public transport. It's all private like business stuff. Like you book like a trip with this private, like privately owned train company, and like you get to do a thing, right? It's not like proper public transport, which is so fucking lame, right? It's frustrating because, like, you know, tickets to NoFX were already like $200 for the 2 nights, or $250, I can't remember exactly. So already expensive. But the train ticket was like also $160, I think. And then I think a plane ticket was around the same price. So it's like, fuck, this is so expensive, and it sucks. Australia could do with more trains too. Same here, talk about market forces, yeah. So, yeah, it was the first time catching a train, like, proper. And it was a lot different than what I thought it was going to be. Like, from, like, the promo shots of on the website and everything, and the price. I thought it was going to be like, oh, this is like, you know, it's not like a, you know, just a get from point A to point B sort of train trip. It's more of like a luxury thing. And it's also why, like, I was kind of baffled. It was like, oh, Google Maps is telling me this trip is going to take 12 hours. Why is it going to take more time than driving? Oh, I guess it's like a scenic thing. Ended up taking 9 hours, but like still, like, trains are faster than cars. Like, why is this going to take like longer? It's weird. It's weird. And it's because Australia has shit public transport infrastructure, especially interstate. So, yeah, we need bullet trains is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, like, the train trip was like, it was fine, I guess. A good public train service seems to fit so well with Australian geography. I don't know, like, it's because, like, the majority of the country is just so barren. There's, like, nothing here. Except, like, the major cities. And between the major cities is, like, it's very scant. There's not much. Boyish Swamp, let's go. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about this level, okay? Except that on randomizer, it's actually really frustrating. Especially because, oh, what's my goal? Break the 4th tether. You know what the 4th tether is? It's actually the first one. And it's not like that they did it backwards either, because the last one is the 3rd tether. It's really frustrating. I've played this so much I've memorized which tether is which in relation to this mod. Anyway. So yeah, I took a train. It was funny because it was like I was like fully like, okay, it's gonna be a long train ride, it's gonna be nothing to do. I like packed, you know. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a book, I'm gonna take my 3DS, I'm gonna play like this visual novel that I've been wanting to play for a while. What is it, like 9 doors, 9 hours, 9 something? I can't remember. I've been wanting to play that for a while, so I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it. I took like a deck of cards to play with my dad as well. It was like, so, you know, I prepared for a long trip, so and stuff, so I wouldn't get bored. But come time to like do the actual trip, I kind of just sat there. I didn't really do anything. Like, so the train itself was kind of like old and like like, it wasn't a bad, like, train or whatever, but it was kind of just like, man, this is it? Like, fuck. It was very rickety, for lack of a better term. Like, yeah, I don't know. Wasn't what I expected. And then like, just like, you know, when it came to like, you know, passing the time and stuff, it was just like, man, I'm so tired that I can't be bothered like doing anything. Like, I downloaded like a whole manga series that I could have read. It was like 4 volumes that I've been like meaning to read, so it's like, yeah, I can get through this easy. And I didn't touch it. I brought my 3DS to like play some games I wanted to finally get through. I played like maybe an hour of that visual novel game I was talking about. Before it was like, man, my eyes are just like, oh man, I want to go to sleep. So I didn't play that very much. Me and my dad played like a few games of cards as awkwardly as possible because of like how the seats were set up. Yeah, it was a trip, all right. The manga name. See, I can't remember exactly because on my app it's the Japanese name, but I think it's Girls Last Tour. It's that post-apocalyptic moe. I read like a few chapters of it like a year or two ago, and I remember like really liking it. I just kind of dropped it and never came back to it, but I've been meaning to like get through it. But yeah, so the train trip was very uneventful. Man, can you believe that the Australian like outback is very boring? It's just endless flat plains of farmland, and there's nothing in it. Like they leveled so many fucking trees and forestry for this fucking giant fucking farmland to raise and slaughter innocent sentient beings, and what's it being used for? Fucking nothing. It's like, Jesus Christ. Oh, I hate this country. But yeah, it was a pretty boring, such a boring train trip if I'm being honest. We couldn't even like really get food on there. Well, there's nothing I could have eaten because I don't. Yeah. My dad and I just ended up getting a coffee at some point, just to stay awake. It's kind of shit. So that was a train trip. It was funny because like when we got into Melbourne, it's like I'm seeing all these other trains, and it's just like, hey, these look like modern. These look like trams. These look like real public trams. Why can't we be on those? Oh, I was so sad. I got so upset. But yeah, that was my train experience. I'm going this way. Yeah, America loved trains for like 30 years during the Industrial Revolution. Then Ford and other auto manufacturers came and lobbied for the need for trains and rails to phase it out for road cars. Yeah. You know what I just fucking learnt the other day? And this might sound like really like dumb coming from like as an American, it might sound really dumb coming from me, but it's like I had my fucking mind blown and then simultaneously just wanted to like got very violent when I found out. Do you know it's illegal to drive in America without car insurance? What the fuck is that bullshit? Like, oh my god, that is so ridiculous. Like, and as far as I understand, you can't get like, you can't really get it unless you have 3 years driving experience already. And it's like, what? Yeah, we don't have that here. You can just fucking drive a car. It's like, and it's like finding that out is just like, oh man, America, like the car industry really does have America by the balls. What the fuck? Ugh. Oh yeah, and Henry Ford was a Nazi, yeah. Like, not literally, he was sympathetic, but you know, whatever. Difference without a distinction, I guess. You also need insurance here, but our insurance is way better. Yeah, here you can just drive a car. And it's like, car insurance is optional. What am I doing? I don't need to do this. Yeah, I can't remember where I was. We were on the train, and then we got to Melbourne, and I saw real trains, and I was sad. Yeah. So we got to Melbourne, and then it was like, after 9 hours of sitting on our ass and doing nothing, it was like, man, we could, like, explore Melbourne a bit, or we could just go to our fucking hotel room and get some food. And now the problem with arriving in Melbourne without a car is and not knowing how the public transport there worked, we relied entirely on Uber. So it got very expensive very quick, which kind of sucked, but I did like have a lot of money saved up, so that was nice. So okay, this hotel room, right? we stayed at this place when we went to NoFX last time, and pretty sketchy place. Like, there's definitely a reason that the Google reviews is like a 2.3 out of 5, you know, a 2.3 out of 5 stars. So we get there, like we Uber it there. We get there, we go in, and it's just like, hey, we got a room booked. Can we go in? And they're like, oh, you guys are gonna have to wait an hour because the people in your room had a late checkout and we haven't cleaned up in there. And we're just like, we don't have anywhere to go. So we literally just fucking loitered around outside the fucking reception office for like an hour. Just nothing to do, just fucking, it was so funny. Eventually we got into our motel room, and then we ordered some food. And we get in there. Oh my god, it's so funny. So, so there was a shit door. So okay, so the motel room. Okay, it's one like big main room with like 2 beds, a small kitchen, and then like a bathroom. And the bathroom door had what looked like smeared shit on it. Like fingerprints that were brown. And it was like, there's nothing else this could be, right? And it's so weird because it wasn't on the inside of the door, like where the bathroom is. It was on the outside, facing the kitchen. It's like, oh my god. It's so fucking bad, dude. And then, oh my god, it was so funny. Oh my god, I need to hold on. I gotta show you. Hold on, I gotta bring this up. Oh my fucking god. So when we got to the motel room, right? We when we got to the motel room, we were just like, okay, let's like put on the TV just to have some like white noise in the background. And so my dad like was trying to figure it out. We ended up getting YouTube working on there, but like the internet was like so bad that it was like buffering like every 2 seconds. So Dad was like, here, put something on. I'm like, okay. So I put this on. Hold on, let me see if I can where is it? OBS, come on, where is it? Display capture, add existing, right display. Okay, never mind, I'll just add it manually. Yep, there we go. So on YouTube, there's this video called 1 Hour of Silence, but Where hold on. It's called 1 Hour of Silence, but it's momentarily broken up by boom, the sound effect from SpongeBob. And I put that on the TV. It was just really, really funny. Me and my dad just be like laying there in bed, and then like every now and again be boom, and I was dying because after maybe like 15 minutes of just like of just like laying in bed, like having this playing, one of the workers from the reception desk came up and had and got dad to sign the forms and shit, and it was just like I was just like laying there trying not to fucking die every time it played because I had it really loud, and it was because this is the whole video. It's a static image, right? And and it was like I was fucking. It was the funniest shit in the world, and I was fucking dying. Yeah, so there was that. So that happened. There was the shit door. There was also the blood light. So the main light in the main room, I don't know why, but it was like it was like it wasn't properly attached to the ceiling. It was kind of hanging off, and when you turned it on, it was a really dull red, and it looked like and once you turned it on you could see like it looked like liquid inside had like dried, so like it wasn't just like a smooth looking surface, it was all like splotchy. So we had a blood light as well. We had a very, very good experience in our motel room. So yeah, that. Yep. Oh, fucking hell. Suffering from the delirium, like literally. It was so fucking funny. So that was the Thursday. The next day was the day of the gig. It wasn't on until like later that night, so me and my dad were just kind of just laying around, not doing anything all day. At some point, we walked to a supermarket, which was like a 15-20 minute walk away from there. Got some supplies because we didn't bring any food with us, and we were really indecisive about what food we wanted to get, and so we wasted a lot of time in there. So, but when we got back to the motel room, we're kind of scrambling to fucking get ready. But it was cool. So then we ended up going. Am I like my dad? In a lot of ways, yeah. Yeah, kinda, yeah. So we went to the gig finally. Met up with my friend and his girlfriend. Oh, it was so bad though, because like the initial plan when we were gonna drive to Melbourne was we were gonna all drive down together. But when I told him that like our plans had changed, we were gonna fly back on the Sunday, they were like, okay, we've got to work something else out. So they ended up taking the bus, which they left 3 hours before us to Melbourne, and we still arrived in Melbourne before them. So it was like, fuck, dude. But yeah, we met up with them, and we were at the gig, and it was cool, and it was loud, and just recently I gotten earplugs, so like I could like enjoy gigs and be able to hear the next morning. So that's nice. What am I doing? I'm such a fucking idiot. It was actually really cool. So one of my favorite bands is called Gloss, which stands for Girls Living Outside Society Shit. They were a very short-lived trans hardcore band. And I have a few of their shirts, and I wore one to that first night. And I had two people come up to me and geek out over my shirt. And I'd never had that before, and that was so cool. One of them just like kind of like excitedly like ran up to me when they saw me, and then another person later, I was like waiting in the pit for NoFX to start, and then like, fuck, I wish I remembered their name now. It was something cool like Endo. It was something like, I can't remember. They were really sick, and then we had like a small conversation about them, and that was cool. And then NoFX played, and it was a good night. Wait, what albums did they play? They played Punk and Droblick, which I'm you know, I can take it or leave it. It's like their most popular one. They played Wolves and Wolves Clothing, which is my favorite one, and so that's my new favorite shirt. It's a really nice shirt. It's just like got the like the words, like the name of the band on it, but it's like a really nice purple, and I think it goes really well with like some black jeans and my hair and stuff. I really like that shirt. So I played Punk and Droblick, Wolves and Wolves Clothing, and The War on Errorism, which is another like really good album of theirs. So they played a lot of good songs. There was a point. So in the middle of the set, this was like a 2-hour gig, by the way, and I did it twice in a row. So like, holy shit! And I was in the mosh pit for like the majority of it. In the middle of the set, they like took a break for a little bit, and I went back to the bar to get a bottle of water. And I saw a guy with a Zeke shirt, and Zeke is one of my favorite bands who also came to Australia for like the first time in maybe ever. I don't know if they've ever come here, but if they have, it had been like years ago. And I saw him with a Zeke shirt, and like they just played in Melbourne like a few nights ago, but like my timetable was just like I could not see them, and I was fucking so pissed. But it was cool because I got to see some guy wearing this shirt, so I guess that makes it okay, right? Yeah, I saw a guy wearing their shirt, and that was pretty sick. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. So, is there much more I need to say about that night? It was a good night. I had lots of fun. You bruised? Oh man, I'll get into that afterwards. So I guess like, yeah, that was a good night. Then we went back to the motel room and kind of just crashed. The next day was more of the same. We did nothing all day, and then went to the gig. This time I got merch though, because I didn't get merch the first night because I didn't really want to like carry it around or whatever. But my friend and his girlfriend, they found and stole some seats that they sat at all night because on the first night they started the gig in the mosh pit, but she has some heart condition, so like they left pretty quick. So this time they like just sat for the whole night. So I was like, hey, if I buy some merch, can you like hold on to it for me? So they did, and I'll show you now. I got so I got this Final Tour shirt. On the back it's like the Australia dates, so that's pretty cool. And then that artwork is based off of this artwork, which is from their first ever release, which is a fucking sick artwork, right? And then that's got like all the cities that they played for the tour on it. So I got those. They also had flags of the Wolves and Wolves Clothing album and artwork, and I wanted to get that, but they didn't have it on the second night, so I wasn't able to. But I got those. Hi Zeke, I'm back. I had to go because I was having really bad connection earlier. That's all good. Welcome back. So I got those shirts. And so this night, this night they were playing some fucking, oh my god. So the 3 albums they were doing was White Trash, 2 Heaves and a Bean, which was the first album I ever listened to from them. It's one of their earlier ones, and it's still like one of their best. It's so fucking good. They also played So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes, which is another fucking banger. They also played The Decline, which is it like you ask most NoFX fans, and it's like, yeah, that is the absolute best work. The Decline is it's one 18-minute long punk rock song, and it is like fucking like incredible. Like, not only like is it musically diverse and complicated and interesting and just so fucking awesome, but like even lyrically, it's like really, really tight and really, really good. Like, oh, yeah, but just go listen to it if you haven't. It's fucking incredible. So those were the albums they were playing that night. That night, the shirt I chose to wear was my No Use for a Name one. No Use for a Name is my favorite band. Like period. Like, they are my favorite band. And they were another like similar band to NoFX. They were on Fat Records, similar sort of music. And I saw clips on Instagram that they were going to play a certain song, and I was like, I really hope they play it. It wasn't on any of these 3 albums. It was on a much later album. But it was a tribute that they wrote for Tony Sly, which was No Use for a Name singer, who passed away in 2012. And they fucking played it, man. And like, oh man, I almost started crying. Like, it was just so fucking, like, that was like that song that NoFX wrote for him. That's what introduced me to No Use for a Name, and like that, now they're my favorite band of all time. So it was like really fucking awesome that like I got to see them play that song. Like, the last time I was ever gonna have a chance to see NoFX, they played like that one song, and it was like, fuck, man, that was really awesome. And then they played The Decline, and it was the most badass fucking thing in the world. That song rips so fucking hard. That was an awesome night. That was a really good night. After the gig, the 4 of us we caught up afterwards, and then we were like, I mean, we can hang out for a bit now, or we can just like go back to our so our flight the next morning was at what was it? I think it was at 9 a.m. or something like that, or 8. No, it was at 8 a.m. And I'm a horrible morning person, so my dad and I were stressing about the flight situation the entire time we were in Melbourne. We did, because like if we missed it, that's it. We're fucked. Like, not only are we going to be stuck in Melbourne, a completely different state, we're also going to miss like the Heartache's final ever gig, right? And it's like, we were stressed about it the whole fucking time we were there. So like after NoFX, it's like, oh man, should we hang out a bit? It's like, oh, well, we should probably just get home and go to sleep, right? We've got to be up early in the morning. But I was like, oh, fuck it. So we hung out a bit, and we went and got some food together. And that was nice. I still haven't caught up with him since, because, well, he got COVID. So that sucks. And I also got sick, so. But then, okay, so then we finally get back to our motel room, and it's like, okay, let's go to sleep. We got a big day tomorrow. You think this bitch got any fucking sleep? Oh my god. The one day, the one night I needed sleep more than any other, I didn't get a single minute of it. And you know why? Because my fucking dad... My dad snores so incredibly fucking loudly and obnoxiously that, like, I couldn't. I literally was awake all fucking night. I didn't get a single minute of sleep. And it was maddening. And it's like, dad moment, you have no fucking idea. Oh my god. It was like cartoonishly bad how loudly and ridiculously he snored. It wasn't just like, you know, oh, I'm snoring because, like, you know, I'm asleep or whatever. It was just like... it was like... It was so maddening, because it was like, you know, he'd be snoring really loud for a while and a lot, and then you'd get like nearly a minute of complete silence, and it's like, oh my god, maybe he's stopped now. Maybe I can finally. And it's like the loudest fucking thing in the world, and it's just like, oh my god. It was like jump scare worthy, right? It was like, oh my god. And he was like 2 meters away from me, so it's like, fuck, what do I do? Yeah, I had a, and it was like, I was just laying there, I was laying there, my alarm went off, and I was like, oh my god, and I just leapt out of bed. I'm like, alright, let's get the fuck out of here, come on, get up, let's go. Yeah. So, the one night of all nights, I needed a good night's sleep. I got zero sleep. So, we got up, we packed the rest of our shit. We left, we went to the airport. It was a lot smoother process than I thought it was going to be. And this was also my first time in a plane. So again, another first for me. I'd never flown before. Neither of my dad. And my dad is really bad with heights. So he was not only dreading, like, you know, the stress of potentially missing our flight and everything because it's so early in the morning. He's also just stressing, like, being on a plane. So, yeah. So we eventually, like, we get on the plane and, yeah, it was fine. Like, so it's an 8-hour drive from Adelaide to Melbourne. It was like 50-minute flight. It was ridiculous. But yeah, it went pretty smoothly, and then that was all good. And so my mum picked us up from the airport. We were just gonna like Uber it back or whatever, but my mum ended up picking us up, dropped me back here, and I was like, okay, if I could just get like an hour of sleep before going to the gig, you know, just so I'm not like completely fucked. Like, you know, something is better than nothing. So I put myself to bed, and after 20 minutes, it was just like, nah, I'm not sleeping. I got to get ready to go to the gig. So I was like, fuck, okay, we're really doing this. We're raw dogging it. So I got up, I went and had a shower. So I'm not a very big person when it comes to like taking photos and stuff. So, the whole time I was in Melbourne, the whole NoFX and everything, I didn't take any pictures. But I didn't take any pictures at the heartaches or anything either. But when I, is it this one? Yes. When I went to the heartaches, I ended up getting like really dressed up, and I took a photo of that night. Well, just before me leaving, and I thought I looked really pretty there. So that was nice. So I went to the gig at 2 in the afternoon. Thanks, Alex. I met up with my friend who was already there. And it's like the cool thing about the heartaches is that for this final tour, they didn't like, you know, go all out bombastic. Like, fuck, I shouldn't have killed myself. I needed to. Oh, fucking, I'm an idiot. They didn't go all out with like these big venues or whatever. They chose really small venues that were like, you know, meant a lot to them as a band. Like especially like in the early days, right? So the venue that we like the final gig was oh my god, I suck. The final gig was taking place at it's called the Crown and Anchor, and I know for a fact that that Ben David, like their singer, he had residency there at some point, like before the band was even a thing, I think, when he was just doing his solo stuff, and then oh my god, and then that, like during the gig they said, like, you know, oh yeah, we did our first album launch in this venue. Oh, not only that, we did a fundraiser show to raise funds to record that album, and so it was really cool. Like, you know, getting to like be a part of like, you know, this like sort of history. You know, like their final show, and they're having it at like, you know, kind of like where it all started. You know, and that was really cool. So yeah, we rock up. My family gets there at some point. Kind of just hanging around. So, hold on. So, I didn't mean to do this, but when I ordered the tickets for this show, I ended up getting physical tickets. I didn't mean to. It was a complete accident. But it was like, oh, that actually works out really cool because I can do this. I can get everyone to sign my ticket. So, hey there, Bambooziner. How we doing? I got everyone to sign my ticket. So I got Alex, their drummer. I got Ben, the singer. I got Eb, the bass player, and I got Landy to sign it as well because like I love Landy's work. So the smiley, yeah, that's Eb. So yeah, that was sick. I thought that was really cool. I also wanted to bring like one of their albums to get to sign for me because like I wanted to bring like my favorite album of theirs to get to sign it for me, but it wouldn't fit in my bag. So I was like, okay, whatever, I just won't. But then I'm like, wait a sec, I do have something I can bring that's actually really fucking fitting. So the Heartaches did a single split with the Muncie Girls, and it's like Landy's gonna be there, so I got them to sign this as well, which I thought was like really cool. It was like a really fitting thing to get them to sign for me. So yeah, like so I got to see Landy play again. Whoops, wrong thing. But this time, like I like after her set, I got to like have a small conversation with her, and she's so fucking cool, dude, and yeah. So that was really cool. I also ended up picking up, like while I was there, one of her singles. I haven't listened to this one much yet, but yeah, I got that. And then, well, then time came to play the gig, and it was like, oh man, here we go. I'd already like, you know, seen the set list because they played it on Wednesday, but fuck, it was actually really surreal. It was this really small, really cramped venue, right? I'm trying to get this fucking shadow off my face. And the sleep deprivation was like doing weird things to me, man. The whole experience felt like a dream. It was so weird. Like and it was really cool because like every song felt like really fucking like significant as they were playing it, and then when they finished, it was like silent. You know, like everyone clapped and cheered and everything, but then like in between songs they were getting ready for everything, it was like silence, and it was just like waiting for the next song. I don't know how to describe it. It was just like it was just really, really cool. It like the whole thing just felt really special. It was nice having my brother there with me because even though this is an 18 plus gig, like, you know, my whole family always goes and sees them, so and he's underage, so we didn't waste like fucking our energy. We fucking started a mosh pit like for most of the night, or most of the show. So that it was a lot of fun. And so they were playing the play. Man, I'm really breaking down here. They were playing the gig, and then like, you know, leading up to, you know, we got 2 more songs, you know, this is it. Just, you know, all nonchalant about it. And then, you know, the time came, they played the final song, which is like that big like hit that they like got really popular with. They started like always ending their gigs with that song. It was like, you know, because this is the song, you know. And so like, and as soon as they play that song, the whole crowd goes fucking crazy, like every single time, you know. So they play it, shit goes off. And I knew it was coming because they did it on Wednesday as well. But they did this really fucking cool thing where like they wouldn't just finish the song. They would like finish it and then sort of like, and then they would, so I guess for a little bit of background, when they released their second album, the final song on that album was called Family. And it's such a like a really good song. It's like the tagline, I guess, of it is, this is our home, this is our family, it feels like a home, it feels like a family. And so when they finished Get Like This, which was like their final song, their big song, when they finished that, they went into like, because like Family is this really cool like upbeat punk song that starts like that, and then like in the middle of the song stops and gets really slow and quiet, and then explodes again with like horns and fucking like and they fucking, when they finish Get Like This, they like did like a fake out ending where like they went into that quiet part of Family, and they played like the latter half of that song, and it's hard to describe like without knowing the songs, but it's just like, man, I knew it was coming, so it was just like, you know. But when they started doing that, I got out of like the mosh pit, and like I went and stood with my family, and we were like standing there and then like singing along and everything, and I kind of just fucking bawled my eyes out, man. Like yeah, I kind of just couldn't handle it, hey. And and even like, you know, after like they finished and they left the stage and everything, I was kind of just standing there with them, and my younger sibling was like crying as well. We were kind of just all hugging each other, and like, fuck. I've never like had like a band like this before, you know, like a band I've been seeing since I was like 15, 16, and have like meant so much to me like over the years, and like, and this was it, you know, like, fuck. It was really hard, man. I haven't really listened to them since. It's just you are yourself at 14, 15. Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty hard. And so, you know, like, we, you know, after it was done, we all left, and we exited like the room, like the you know, with the stage and everything, out into the bar and stuff. There was a friend of mine that like I met at uni, who was there. I knew he'd be there, and like we talked a little bit. I like gave him a hug, and tried to ask how it was, how it's been, but you already did, yeah. Eventually we we finally we caught up with Ben afterwards, and we got like a big photo with like him and the family and everyone. And that was a really nice photo, actually. I'd show you, but I don't want to show you pictures of my family. So yeah, that was my Sunday. I started my morning, zero sleep from the previous night, going to see the final NoFX Australia show and their final tour, taking a plane back home and to see my other favorite band for their final ever show. And then I went home and fucking collapsed, and then I was deathly sick for a whole week. It was crazy. So like so by the time like I got to I'm sorry. Fucking man, is this the first time I've cried on stream? Maybe. By the time I'd gotten to the venue to see the Hot Eggs, I'd already had quite a sore throat. I just chalked it up to, 3 gigs over the past 4 days of screaming, so I chalked it up to that. But by the time I'd gotten back home after the Hot Eggs, I was already feeling like death. Like, I was like, well, a lot of that would have been to do with the fact that I hadn't slept at all. But so like, yeah, when I got home, I just collapsed. And then I woke up and I was like, oh no. Cause yeah, I'd fucking 4 gigs in 5 days, 0 sleep. My throat's all torn up from screaming. It's just like like going interstate and like going through multiple sweaty washing machines, filled with like hundreds of people. It's just like, man, of course I'm gonna get fucking sick. Funny thing though, I didn't get COVID. Like, I tested twice, and which is weird to me because I felt worse than like that week than when I had COVID a few years ago. When I had COVID a few years ago, I was like, oh man, I kind of feel like shit, but whatever, I'll just sit here at my computer and watch like 3 whole animes in a row. It'll be fine. And that's what I did. I was kind of just fine. But this time I was like, man, being vertical, nah, not an option. I had the most fucking fucked up headache. Like, it was agonizingly painful. And I had like runny and blocked nose, a horrible throat, just like the works, man. I was fucked. I couldn't like I couldn't leave my room to like make myself food. I kind of had my sister taking care of me, sort of thing. And that was like a full like week of just feeling fucking awful. So it was like I'm like emotionally distraught from like seeing my favorite band for the final ever time. And I didn't even get to like process those emotions because I was too fucking sick afterwards, It was like, damn it, like, fuck, this sucks. So yeah, that was like a full week for me. And then like once I'd gotten like better enough to like take care of myself and like function, like do things that I wanted to do, I was still sick for like another 2 weeks, just like recovering. I was still like my throat and nose was still like not 100%, but like I wasn't like, I didn't feel like I was dying. So yeah. Have you ever wanted to make a music video? I don't know. I've written plenty of music, but I've never... I mean, I've probably thought of music video as well, because that's just kind of what you do as a band when I was in a band, but I never did anything, so... Oh, wait, do you mean a music video, like YouTube video? I completely misinterpreted that. Hush. I gotta talk to the gambler. I do want to do a stream at some point where I talk about, like I did a tier list stream like 2 years ago at this point now, I think, where I ranked all of my video games that I owned, and I've been wanting to do one for all my music as well. So I've just been like torn on how to exactly do that, because I want to like play songs to like give examples of like what I'm talking about, and so you guys understand like what kind of music it is, you know. But like that's a whole legal minefield. So I've been struggling with how to like approach that, but fuck. Bro. Ugh. So yeah, that was my big weekend. Well, not weekend. It was a week. It was like 5 days, and and then 3 weeks of sickness. Yeah, I've been pretty sad lately. Only semi-related, if I'm being honest, but no, I fucked up. Wow. I hope I was able to see my favorite musical artist in concert. Happy for you. Well, thank you. I've kind of taken a thing lately where it's like, because like, I think back to like a number of times, in like, you know, the past like 5 years or so, where like, a band I liked was like playing, but it was like, oh, I'd seen them a bunch, like I can skip it. Honestly, it was the Heartaches. Then I'm thinking about it every time. The Heartaches, there was a few gigs where they were playing and I just didn't go because it was like, I'm not really in the mood, and like, you know, I've already seen them a few times, it's fine. And same with, and what I'm really kicking myself over is Ben David, like the singer. He put out an album in 2021, or no, he put out an album in 2020, a solo album. And he did a few like solo shows with that, and he put like it together as a little band, and he had Landy Hex playing with him. Like, I wasn't a fan of like her music at the time, but like, I didn't go to that. It was a free gig, and I didn't go to it. And you know why? Because I was a stupid fucking 18, 19-year-old who was like, oh, but I just want to spend time with my girlfriend. My girlfriend was lame. She sucked. Like, I should have just gone to all these fucking gigs, man. I'm so fucking pissed that I didn't go to that one in particular, because that solo album of his is one of my favorite fucking albums of all time, and I hadn't listened to it at that time, but like I've listened to it since, and it's just like, why didn't I go to that fucking show? My parents went. It was free. Like, I'm such a fucking idiot. Ugh. Women SMH. So like I've kind of adopted a thing lately where it's just like, if there's a band I like, I'm gonna see them. I'm not gonna skip it. I'm gonna see them, you know? I'm not gonna take any chances. So like, honestly, the last couple months, I've been like flat out gigging, because in December, I went and saw another one of my favorite bands, Grinspoon, twice. I saw them like 1 week, and then I saw them the next week, because like, why not, you know? And they are so fucking good. They're another Australian band. Another one who I've seen like, you know, a number of times at this point. But it was just like, man, fuck it, let's go. Like, these guys are just like fucking awesome. So I'm just gonna go again. I went the first time with my parents, and then the second time with my friend who I've been talking about, who I went and saw the Heartaches with. Yeah, that was fucking great. So I just had like 2 months in a row where I was just flat out gigs. And then even like, I don't think I saw anyone in November. I was going to see a band I like called Press Club, but by the time it came, like, my sleep schedule was so fucked that I just couldn't. In October, I went to like a couple of gigs. Like, I just been like, last year, I think I saw more gigs than any other year, which is like really sick. But it's like, man, since seeing the Heartaches for their final gig, I haven't really been enthusiastic about going and see live music. I've just not only have I been like really sick, it's just like the thought of it is just like, I don't know, man. I'm not in the mood. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just still processing it. I still haven't listened to them since. It's just, yeah. Wait, just today I got this in the mail. I ordered another copy of their latest album, I Saw the Future. It's my favorite album of theirs. I think it's really, really excellent. It's one of my all-time favorite albums. I've just been too sad to listen to it, man. This is one of the few times the game gets soft locked, unfortunately. So I just gotta... So, yeah, I just haven't been in a huge music mood ever since, I guess. Gotta go work stuff. Thanks for sharing. No worries, Alex. Thanks for coming by. It's good to see you, as always. Oh, wait. Well, now that I'm done with that story, I gotta talk about all the books I've been reading. It's not important. It's fine. Bye, Alex. Release Coyote vs Acme. Absolutely. Fucking Jesus Christ. Ain't nothing I can do about it though, sorry. Oh, and this copy of this Hot X album that I bought, I already own it, but I bought another copy of it just so I could have a sealed copy. Just cause like I love the album so much, so I just bought another one. So, Looney Tunes reference. Yeah, there was a Looney Tunes movie that was put into production and was finished, and then because Warner Bros. Is an evil fucking... They just shelved it. They just chose, okay, we're not going to release it, sorry. Tax write-off, in the vault, never to be released. Checks out, yeah. If anyone is still here after listening to all of that, my whole like story of like going to see these bands, thanks a lot. Yeah. Who's worse, Warner Bros. Or Disney? It's probably Disney, right? As far as I'm aware, I could be completely wrong. In fact, I'm pretty sure I am. But I don't think Warner Bros. Has had nearly as bad an impact on public domain law that Disney has. So at least when re-releasing old material that has like, you know, very plainly offensive depictions of minorities, at least Warner Bros. Has that like splash screen at the start where it like, you know, we acknowledge that these were made in a time where these things were socially acceptable, but these things were never acceptable. But instead of like erasing the history, we are choosing to keep it in this preserved state so that we may learn from the mistakes of our past at the start of like old movies. At least Warner Bros. Has that. Disney pretends it never fucking happened. It's like, you know, ultimately there's no like, there's not much of a material like benefit. Like Warner Bros. Is still a fucking evil company, but there's that, I guess. You know, in Warner Bros.'s favor. I pretend Mickey Mouse is never an arsehole. No, like it's like in Dumbo, like they had Dumbo was it was something specific in Dumbo that was like really yikesy, but I can't remember now. I haven't seen it in forever. Oh man, I've gone on that huge spiel about my big week. I don't even feel like talking about the books I've read lately. I've been reading a lot, and I do want to. Yeah, I think something to do with the crows. I think I can't remember. I've been reading a lot lately, and I have a lot to say about a lot of these books, but I don't feel like talking about them right now anymore. Because like I did my big book haul stream last stream, and that was fun. But like now I've actually read some of them, so I can like talk about them instead of just like, hey, I picked this up. I don't know what it's like. I haven't read it. So, what kind of books I've been reading? Mainly just fiction. Like I've just been like, I'm in my gotta read a bunch of stuff so I can be a better writer arc at the moment, because it's just like I'm trying to like do some really cool shit with the Boggy Swamp video, but it's like, man, my prose sucks. I'm like I want to like be like I want this video to be like really like artistic and cool, but it's like, man, I've barely read like any like proper adult fiction, you know. So that's probably a good start, you know. Like, probably wouldn't make a very good video game if you've never played many video games before, right? So, that being said, I've been really wanting to be reading a lot of political theory lately, so I bought some anarchist philosophy, and it still hasn't reached me yet, because I think they're like what is it, like you order to print or whatever? Like they don't actually have them in stock. When you order it, they print that one book for you, and then I don't know, it's kind of weird. Ratchet was never a dick to Clank. Yeah, it's just fucking ugh. Man, I could have just sat here the whole time, and then the microphone wouldn't have been in my face. Whatever. Sounds like it'd be expensive. Not really though. That's the thing. Like the book, like one of them was only $15. You know, so it's like, whatever. I'm not complaining. Yeah. I should have been sitting here the whole time. Oh, man. Oh yeah, in the last stream I also unboxed that Atelier Riser figure. Right there. You can't really see it much, but it's very pretty. Oh, fuck, I'm really tired. So yeah, Jack and Daxter, am I right? I think I'll save talking about my book stuff next stream. It's just I don't know what to talk about anymore. What's Jack and Daxter? You're asking the wrong person. Now that I'm like not sick and busy and shit, I should really try and stream a bit more often now. Because like I think it's the longest I've like gone without streaming in quite a while. It's been over a month now. Oh, it's just oh fuck. I start uni next week, so it's like, oh man, I'm gonna be busy again. At least I don't live like a 2-hour bus ride away from my campus. I live like a half-hour bus ride away. That's nice. Uni? Yep. Oh, I also had like a man. I've been having like ideas for streams of like what I'm wanting to do on streams for like the past few weeks. I just haven't been streaming, so it's like, so like there's all of that that I just talked about. I've been wanting to talk about that on stream. I've been wanting to talk about the books I've been reading, but also there's a guy I know who we got into like a little bit of a argument, I guess, on Twitter about some gaming related stuff, and I'm like, man, maybe we should like discuss this in a place that's not Twitter, because this is not a good place for like actual discussion, right? And I kind of wanted to get him on stream just to like have a discussion about it with him. And he's a cool dude. So I think that'd be fun too. I think I think the conversation was like the role of story in video games, something like that. So that I think that'd be really fun actually. A game with a story is good. I don't want to get into it. One thing about Jak and Daxter is one of the early designs of Jak, where he was a dark-skinned character with dreadlocks. In my opinion, that would have been a better design. I really like Jak's final design. I get like where the criticism come from. I don't know. I can't think of the specific one you're bringing up, because there was a few of them. But I do like, when it comes to our Jak 1 mod, I really want to add a bunch of unlockable skins based off of like the really early designs for Jak. I think that'd be really cool. So role of story for games change drastically depending on the goal of designers. Yeah, well, absolutely. I can't. It was something really stupid. It was like one of those like bait outrage posts where it's just like, or something. I think it was something like that. I can't remember. Maybe it was just something really stupid that I took issue with. Oh no, wait, no, hold on. Let's see. Oh yeah, it was like yeah, I think the context is like when talking about like trailers or whatever, it's like actual gameplay is better than like movie footage. Just hurry up and show what makes your game appealing. And then my quote tweet was, what if the appeal of the game is the narrative? And so yeah, we got into a bit of a conversation with it. It wasn't like hostile or anything. I thought it was productive and interesting. Just Twitter sucks is all. But yeah, it's like the tweet in question was like, it was very much gave like a gameplay is the most important, only thing that matters in a video game vibes. You know, it's just, I fucking hate that shit. You know, we really got to get back to that Jack 2 Hell Mode mod. I kind of just completely forgot about it, you know. Oh, Jesus. Jack with thick chops looks really fitting for me for some reason, if you've seen the concept art. Is that the Jack 2 one? I know there's a concept art for Jack 2 where he's got like really thick chops and also dreadlocks, I think. Forget if it's X or TLF. Huh, interesting. I could have sworn it was Jack 2. Oh, now I gotta fight Claw. Oh, I don't want to. Can I give an idea about the precursor stone and the ults was the end of Jack 3? I was going to before, but my connection was very bad. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Me spend an outrageous amount of cards on... outrageous amount on Yu-Gi-Oh cards tomorrow. Man, aren't you going to fucking Sydney tomorrow? Maybe you should, like, save your money a little bit. I did a sick-ass boosted earlier off of this by complete accident. Ugh, whatever. I've had the occasional trailer for a gameplay-centric game where it keeps bouncing around. There's not enough time to see the gameplay. That's a bit annoying for me personally. Yeah, like, for me, trailers really only, like, sell me on the concept, honestly. Like gameplay trailers, I don't care for. Like, I never really have, because, like, watching a gameplay trailer where like the main appeal is just watching like extended amounts of gameplay, it's like, well, fuck, I'm gonna play the game anyway, and if I wanted this and I'm not gonna play the game, I could just watch a let's play, you know, like, I don't know. Ugh. You can make a Daxter the last precursor, make the precursor statue with the defensive system at the end of Jack 3 just be an AI, and still keep Jack 2 making sense. See, that'd be... But that'd... But why would Daxter be the last precursor? I don't get that. But also, like, it doesn't fix the problem though, because the problem I'm really having is that I've got... Whoops. The problem I'm really having is I've got, like, really, really cool ideas that not only are, like, cool in, like, a plot sense, but in a very meta-thematic sense that really ties Jack 3 together to do with the precursors and, like, the plot twist with the Otzels. And it's kind of contingent on that fact, you know? Like, so I'm having a very difficult time reconciling all of this, you know? Did you know that Jak and Daxter 2 was going to be more of a dark fantasy and gameplay was more in line with Legend of Zelda, but a platformer instead of the futuristic GTA clone in the final? See, I've heard that more in recent times. I am yet to see like a source that says that Jak 2 was originally going to be more of a dark fantasy platformer. From what I've heard and seen, they were kind of just gonna stay the course and make another sort of game to Jak and Daxter. Well, I'm not even yeah, but it's not like, you know, the development of these games, like the intricacies, is very well known anyway. Like, we're kind of just working with scraps here. Most concept I've seen was technology based, even early on. Yeah, and it's hard when it comes to I just arrived. What did I miss? Quite a lot, actually. I talked about a lot of stuff that I did last month. Sorry, but welcome. Glad to see you. What was I saying? Yeah, with like the concept art for Jak 2, it's like it's also hard to like determine which concept art was made like pre and post decision to like do the GTA stuff, you know. Like it's hard to figure out like, oh yeah, this is concept art for Jak and Daxter 2, and oh yeah, this is concept art for Jak 2, you know. Yeah. I said that Daxter is the last precursor to maintain the mysticism. Yeah, but like the plot of like that subplot in Jak 2 was like the precursor stone was the last precursor. But in Jak 3 the plot twist is the precursors are Otzels, and that was all bullshit. So Daxter being the last precursor still has it so the precursors are Otzels, but now makes it that Daxter's role is actually what the precursor stone's role was, and I'm not sure how that really fits. Like, it still invalidates the precursor stone, so, and that's what I don't want to do. There is concept art for the game that shows those elements. Yeah, but like I said, it's really hard to determine, like, the timeline of events there. Me? Sorry, just jumped in modding Jak 3. Yeah, we're me and a group of friends are rewriting Jak 3. And I've just kind of been bitching about my problems when it comes to this endeavor. And eventually we want to mod our ideas through OpenGoal. Took damage restart. Whatever. That's unreal. Sounds awesome. It will be one day when we finally can do it. I really hope we can. Have a lot of cool ideas. It's just a lot of hard work. Why did Daxter become a precursor with Dark Eco Contact while other people die because of it? You know, I also think the answer given in Jak 3 is a bit of a cop-out. So I wonder how we'd even address that. Like, I don't know. You know, it's like the more you really dig into these games, the more it's just like, man, Jack 3 really was put together with fucking with 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 gum and tape, you know? Like, oh my god. Shut up. Leave me alone. Jack and Daxter is no Star Wars, it's barely an Avatar. In what sense? I'm not sure what you mean. It's no Star Wars, meaning that it's actually good? Oh, no, I'm joking. In sense of lore. Yeah, you know, I've come to realize, like, you know, a lot of, like, the big debates about, like, Jack's lore and stuff, a lot of it wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Jack 3. You know, like, Jack 3 is just such a mess of a game where so many things are just left, like, introduced in the most vague way possible. And it's just like, oh man, we're really left with scraps here trying to figure this shit out, aren't we? Like, so many of these, like, debates of the lore just wouldn't exist if Jack 3 didn't exist. Like, oh my god. Wow, rude. Sorry. No, I'm mostly joking. I'm just not really into Star Wars. Now that I think about it, the metalheads don't get beat at the end of Jack 3, so Haven City is doomed. You know, it's funny, isn't it? Like, Jack 3 is like, oh, this big three-way war with the metalheads, the KG deathbots, and the dark makers, you know? Like a three-way war, like three factions versus us thing, right? But like, okay, we shut down the KG war factory. We defeat the dark maker threat. Man, we really didn't do anything about the remaining metalheads, did we? Oh well. But all is saved, whoa. Now you see, back in ancient times, precursors got freaky deaky with some of the people here, and some of those genes are passed down. If you have those genes and take a dip in the eco, you become a precursor. I'm trademarking the idea so no one else can use it. Okay. I'm glad you're trademarking it so we don't use it in our project. Bro, come on. Oh, come on, I can get this. Dude, duck. Dude, why isn't it working? There we go. And then... Sick. That jump his ass? Yep. I haven't had a problem with it. The few times I've done it lately. That was the most trouble I've had with it. Errol, who was the new leader of the Metalheads, got killed, so the Metalheads were without a leader once more and probably crumbled. I mean, I suppose, but like... Again, like, there's so much that's just left up to interpretation because there's like no explanation given, you know? It's just all... Everything is so vague, you know? There's no like definitive answers to these things, and it's like, oh, why is Jack 3 so fucking sloppy? Oh. If you think about it, the start of Jack 3 is surprisingly realistic given the circumstances. The metalheads don't die when the leader does, and it was Jack's fault for them being in the city. So, like, I'm not like bagging like the circumstances that led to the predicament that Jack's in or whatever. It's just Errol's a fucking Errol is horribly written, and everything to do with him is such a cop out. So much of Jack 3's plot is just like, oh, that's so convenient, you know? Like, it's just all fucking... You know, we did that whole thing where we played through the whole game and I was taking notes about all my problems with the story and everything and all the weird stuff that was coming up. I feel I could do that again and have a completely new fucking list of issues, right? I think I did actually have an overly elaborate reason why Daxter was able to transform, something to do with him being particularly bad at channeling eco, so instead of his body trying to channel the eco, it instead transformed him, though I forgot exactly why. That made sense at the time. Fair. Really gotta get a bit of chow. What do you think of the good ideas that Jack 3 brought for the lore? I like the concept of the Dark Makers. I think their like visual language is really fucking cool. The idea of like corrupted gods wreaking havoc across the universe, this like unfeeling, unstoppable force of nature sort of thing. I think it's really sick. Fuck. Lightjack, yeah. Love that stuff. But again, I like all of these things. I don't like the interpretation, the implementation of any of these things. For the Dark Makers, I feel like they're so functionally identical to the metalheads that it feels like, man, what's the point? And Lightjack, I don't feel was implemented very well in gameplay, like at all. So, and even in the story, it's just like, how do you get this power? Oh, you just go up to an oracle and it gives it to you. You don't have to earn it. Like in Jack 2, like Dark Jack is like forced upon him, and it's like, you know, this curse sort of like, it's thrust upon him. He's given no choice in the matter, and he suffers with it. Like it's not something he would opt into if given the choice, right? But with Lightjack is that like thing that balances him out, that like makes him whole. It like helps with the darkness sort of thing. But he doesn't earn it. He's just given it. You know, like in a narrative sense and a gameplay sense. Like in a gameplay sense, oh, how do you get it? Oh, you just like, you go through a very like a very unchallenging platforming thing, and it's like, oh, here you go. And then in a narrative sense, it's just like, oh, you go up to an oracle and it's like, here you go. This for you. It's like, well, okay. I guess Jack never really had to like battle his darkness and work it out sort of thing. And like, you know, like, best level in the game right now. My man knows what's up. Oh, I Interesting. Sick. Spider Cave Supremacy? Absolutely. Well, no, you know, not my favorite level. I think it's kind of known at this point what my favorite is, but... it's definitely up there. What else do I like about the lore from Jak 3? Boggy number 2? Respectable. Respectable. I think Cave might be my third or fourth, because I love Sentinel. Like, I do have, like, some issues with the level design of Spider Cave, but, like, the vibe is just impeccable, so... Misty might be a top 3. Misty's a really good one too, yeah. Misty's like really, really solid actually. It's a really well done level. But they're purple and have shields, Zeke. They're very unique. What, the Dark Makers? Man, I fucking hate the Dark Makers, like... as like an enemy. They suck, dude. But when I was talking about how they're functionally identical to the metalheads, I meant like in a lore sense, in a story sense. Like they serve the same. Like what? Okay, what are the metalheads? They're this like race of beings that were hunting down the precursors, and apparently led to their extinction. What are the Dark Makers? They're a race of beings that hunted down the precursors, and destroyed all their planets. Oh, great. You know? No, I know you were being sarcastic, Zach. It's fine. Spider Caves were originally lava mines, but it was changed. The assets for said level were used in the Red Sage's hub world. I mean, maybe. Alright, this is annoying, this part. Oh, sorry for this, man. Oh, that's all good. I did see a message. I was just getting there. Do I like the idea of the outcast hero for Jak 3? Yeah, I fucking love it. I love the fact that in each of the Jak games, Jak adopts like a new role. In Jak 1, he's like this adventurous, like, you know, plucky hero. This young, wide-eyed hero ready for adventure. In Jak 2, he's this like gruff outlaw in this cyberpunk world. In Jak 3, he's this rugged wastelander, you know, having to fight for survival, and I love that. Like each game, and then in Jak X, you know, he's the racing maverick, you know, like every game has Jak in a new role, and that's why like it sucks that like Jak 3 as a game isn't this big departure from 2 like 2 was from 1, because like that would have really cemented like this idea that like each Jak game is him adopting like a new role, and like he's in this new environment. Like that would be like what defines the Jak games like as a series, you know, as a trilogy. But Jak 3 was just Jak 2.5, so they didn't really do that. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make Jak 3 this like this completely like huge departure again from Jak 2 to be like its own game, but while still like building upon the things that came before, like Jak 2 did, you know? That's what we want to do with Jak 3. Like really have it be its own thing, you know? I'm a Lost Precursor City enjoyer. Oh, sorry. I like the vibe. I just feel like other levels like this one did it better in the game. But the structure of the level frustrates me a bit with that one. Good level though. Wish we could talk about Vex, but well, Martian's your guy. I haven't played it since I was like 5, so I can't add too much to that conversation, unfortunately. Oh yeah, okay, for the people here, I kind of owe you this a bit because I haven't uploaded a video in nearly 2 years. I am working on a video right now. It isn't the Boggy Swamp one. I will release that. I'm just in a rut with it, as I have been for a long time. But I will get there. But I started a new video script. It's a short one. I just want to get something out, and I'm really liking how it's turning out so far. If you know the name Fumito Ueda, it's a video on one of his games, and I think it's going to be really cool. I'm really vibing with where I'm going with it. It's still going to be a little while before I finish it because I'm actually just lazy as well as being having difficulties writing. I'm gonna upload that video as soon as it's done. I'm not gonna like sit on it and wait for the Boggy Swamp video to be finished first, because who knows how long that's gonna take. But once I do finish it, like I'll try and get back to writing the Boggy Swamp video. I do want to get that out within my lifetime, you know. Don't trust him, chat. Boggy is in closet and the door is locked. Shh. What do you think of the good ideas that the Lost Frontier brought for the lore? Oh man, I don't know. For the lore? None? Just one. Oh, I don't know, man, like... I think it was interesting they brought the idea of the sages back with Tim being a Dark Eco Sage. That was interesting, I guess. Especially considering like the only Dark Eco Sage we've seen is Gol, and he was an evil dude. So it was actually kind of cool to see like a, I guess, morally ambiguous Dark Eco Sage. Like, you know, he's a good guy, but like he did bad things and he couldn't remember it, sort of thing, you know. I thought that was kind of cool. Alright, that's one. Kira using eco? I don't know. I think it's kind of weird how out of nowhere she's like, okay, I'm gonna be an eco sage, even though that's never been an established interest for her. I don't know. Hey there, Flappy. How we doing? What Roblox game is this? Sorry, I don't play Fortnite. The Eco Core? I thought that was a stupid idea. That was so dumb. Why couldn't the leader of the Dark Makers be Gol, or at least have Gol be connected to the Dark Makers at some point? I wanted that to be my Jack 4 story. But since going a lot more in depth with the Jack 3 remake that we're doing, I'm not sure if I want to do a Jack 4 anymore. Like, my initial plan was we'll do mods for Jack 1, 2, and 3. 3 will be a bit more of an overhaul than the other two, but you know, still largely the same. And then we'll make a Jack 4, and it'll be so good. And the more that we... And the larger that our ambitions got for Jack 3, the more I wanted to do with it. I was like, I don't really care about Jack 4 anymore. I just want to make Jack 3 really good, you know? Like, have this be a really solid trilogy, you know? Because we don't have a solid trilogy. We've got 2 really good games and then a kind of just a blur of an ending, you know? Like, that usually do how it be for trilogies, I guess, but like, it'd be nice if we could just have like a good trilogy, you know? And then maybe down the line, if we have an idea good enough for a Jack 4, we might do it, maybe. So that's the thing, like, I don't want to do a Jack 4 for the sake of it. I want to make sure it's like, it feels necessary, it feels like justified in being made, you know? Yeah, I didn't realize how much those fucking... how much snow, like, radiates off that. It's pretty cool. And I'd also want Jack 4 to, like, not, like... I wouldn't want it to rest on its laurels. I'd want it to be, like, another big, like, radical change, you know? To be its own thing. And I think that's harder to do as, like, a 4th game. Or maybe, like, Jack 4 just, like, reboots the gameplay systems entirely. Maybe keeps, like, a couple things, but, like, that's it, you know? Like... I don't know. It's, like, Jack 4 could go in so many different ways, and I haven't had an idea good enough, so I don't want to attempt it. I don't even, like, want to really, like, think about it or put too much effort into thinking about it or whatever. Like, I just want to focus on making Jack 3 really good and mods for Jack 1 and 2, you know? How old are these games? Well, Jack 1 was released in 2001, so that's, what, 22 years old? It'll be 23 this year. Jack 4 is just a thing that had to be finished before the era of the PS2 ended. I mean, I don't even think that. Like, if Naughty Dog really were passionate about the ideas they were having for Jack 4 and they didn't feel like they were doing, like, a disservice to the series, and they made that Jack 4 they were making, I probably would have liked it. I mean, like, maybe not at the time. But, like, looking back, like, I as I am now, I think having something that daring would be pretty cool. Like, if I would want a Jack 4 to have the core underlying principles of, like, the design philosophy of these games in mind. The superficial stuff, I don't care about. I don't care about the fact that it's a platformer. I don't care about the fact that, like, it's a cartoony world. Or anything like that. That's all superficial to me. What are the core underlying design philosophies? Pushing hardware as far as it can go in massive load-free open worlds. Reckless abandon when it comes to, like, its creativity, like the sky is the limit. And just, like, fucking being kick-ass awesome games, you know? If it does that, and it feels like it feels like a labor of love, it feels like I want it to be made, and it feels like justified as being, like, part of this series, then fuck yeah, I don't care what form it takes, you know? I'm describing GTA 6? How? GTA's been the same series, like the fact, I literally, I have dwelled on it. Wait, what? Troll too hard? I didn't see. Why does Kazooie look like a ferret? And then Kane was timed. Wait, what happened? Who deleted Zoro's message? Oh, Kane did. I just realized this is Banjo Kazooie. Oh, you don't need to delete Zoro's messages, jeez. If you're still here, Zoro, I'm sorry that happened. I know you just... It's fine. Oh, stop. I hate you, dude. Why are you doing this? Okay. Have I ever done a deep video analysis on Mars Tomb? No, I haven't. I haven't really done any like analysis videos of, well, like if you're referring to like my Jack and Daxter analysis videos where like I did the like going through each level, which is what the Boggy Swamp video is. No, I haven't even touched Jak 2, and I'm not going to. Even when I was in the midst of like doing all those videos and was like, you know, committed to finishing it. What the fuck? Oh, okay. I wasn't even sure how I was going to approach Jak 2, so. Oh, it's Jay's friend? Oh, never mind, whatever, I don't care. Jay doesn't have friends. Man, Kane, why are you letting all the fucking... the 12-year-olds infiltrate my stream? What was I even talking about? L take, GG's, Jak 2 needs the real overhaul, for real, for real. Permissible orbs, absolutely. Do you have any movies or games you think are a perfect trilogy, like Ratchet and Clank? I don't think Ratchet is perfect because the first game is like the only really good one. 2 is still really good. 3 is kind of subpar, if I'm being honest. I don't like Sly 2 that much, so that trilogy's not perfect either. Even Sly 3, I like Sly 3 a lot, but it has a lot of issues. Even Sly 1, I love Sly 1 a lot. It's probably still my favorite. It has a lot of issues. Spider-Man 3 wasn't as good as 1 and 2, but I still love that movie, but I wouldn't consider it perfect. Shit, what trilogies? Indiana Jones trilogy, I guess? I mean, it wasn't really... There's more movies than that. There's 5, but like... And it wasn't really like made as like one consistent story. But I think all 3 of those movies are fucking excellent, like the original 3. Like, I like Temple of Doom a lot, and I know that's not like the consensus, I guess. Sly 1 is the only game in the series that has a happy ending? No, Sly 3's does, absolutely. Man, I could talk your ear off on how perfect that game's ending is. And how much I fucking despise Sly 4. Maybe Sly 4's ending was a happy ending. Because I was happy when that game was over. Oh, God. I was happy that it was ending. Halo? I haven't played those games. From what I heard, Halo 2 was like a game that was built out of fucking gum and tape and prayers as well, so... Man, what trilogies have I even played, man? If the Infamous games can be considered a trilogy, which I don't know about that one. I think all 3 of them are really good. but that doesn't really feel like a trilogy to me. Shit. What games do I even have? Hold on, I'm gonna bring up my How Long to Beat real quick. Hold on, I can just share this with you guys. Games. Completed. Let's see. Alice might have been a perfect trilogy if it got a third game. I mean, Crash 1, 2, and 3 are really good, but like when I think of like pinnacle trilogies, I don't know, it's not what comes to mind. Devil May Cry, obviously, perfect trilogy. If only we got a Double Ob 3, would have been perfect. Leave Doom alone. I've still yet to play Shadow of the Colossus, but like I guess the Ueda games, maybe. I don't know if that can be considered a trilogy. Oh, perfect trilogy. I got it. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and Kingdom Hearts 2. Absolutely. Just pretend the rest of the games don't exist and it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Alan Wake and Control could be considered a trilogy. I mean, I suppose. Maybe. Not a trilogy, but in terms of a like cohesive story across multiple games, Klonoa 1 and 2, perfect, absolutely. BBS Saturn. Look, I like Birth by Sleep, but it's noticeably a step down. Let's be real. And then Dream Drop was really bad, and then 3 was I have a lot of issues with Max Payne 3. Mechanically, I think it's fucking incredible, but yeah. So I don't think that's a perfect trilogy. I'll let you know with Ninja Gaiden once I play 2 and 3. Ratchet, I don't like 3 that much. The future games, I don't like a whole lot. I don't like Tools very much. Crack in Time's good. Resistance is like fine. Don't like Sly 2 a whole lot. Spyro, it's like, you know, it's like a Spyro's like Crash, where it's like they're all solid games, but like, you know, just I've got a soft spot for 358. 358 is one of my favorites. Absolutely, it's my favorite story. Just like as like a game, like as a full experience. Like it's kind of just like a nice side story, and that's about it. And I think it serves its purpose well. Like if someone's getting into Kingdom Hearts, I'd say play 1 Chain of Memories and 2. 358 if you really want to, and then like you've played enough. You don't need to continue, but if you're really into it, then I guess you can, you know. Yeah. Spyro 3 mid. I mean, I quite like Spyro 3, but I still haven't played the original version. The Darkness never got a third one, but 2 is a lot different from 1, so I still got to play Trails in the Sky 2 and 3, but that's a fucking great game. Uncharted, I mean, I don't know, they're about the same in quality. I don't know. Sly 4's story sounded fantastic, but they ruined it along with Bentley and Veneliti's healthy relationship turned toxic out of nowhere. That's not her name, but I can't remember her name now. What's her name? Oh my god, I'm completely blanking on her name. Kane, what's her name? Penelope, that's it. Jesus. The V threw me off. I'm like, her name doesn't start with a V, does it? Am I stupid? Is this Toy Story trilogy good? Oh, yeah. The movies. Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good trilogy. Trails in the Sky 2 is amazing, but 3 is kind of mad. Not awful, just a downgrade. Yeah, I really got to get back to them. See, it's weird. Trails in the Sky, that's a game I've played once, right? I finished it when I was 16. I played the PSP version, and it left such an impact on me that I own, well, behind me you can't see, but I own the big box Japanese PC version, the big box PS Vita version. I have a 3-pack of the trilogy on PSP, the Japanese ones. That game is so fucking good. Don't like Toy Story 3 to be honest. Dude, Toy Story 3 is so good. I think it's probably not as good as 1 and 2, but like as like a conclusion, oh, it's so good. And then they ruined it with a fucking 4th one. Ugh. I was talking about the games. I've only played the PS2 version of Toy Story 3. It's fine. Toy Story 1 was a Super Nintendo game. Scalar is elite. It's good. It's good. Does anyone like Toy Story 4? That's a good question. Toy Story 4 feels exactly like Sly 4. They undid a perfect ending for no reason. Oh yeah, I wanted to rant about Sly because someone said that Sly 4 story sounded fantastic, but they ruined it along with Bentley and Penelope's healthy relationship turned toxic out of nowhere. That's a problem. I think it's really bad. But that's not the big problem when it comes to Sly 4. Sly's story was done, finished, finito. It was complete. All of the character arcs, all of the plot points, they concluded. They were done. There was no loose threads, nothing. It was finished. And it was really well done. There did not need to be another game. There should not have been another game. And if there was going to be another game, they should not have dragged Sly and the characters' story, their character threads out of the grave for another fucking game that completely undoes all of the growth, all of the fucking everything of the ending of Sly 3. And for what? For what? A really horribly written piece of shit fucking story that ended on a shitty cliffhanger. Ugh. Yeah. Would you recommend playing The Darkness? I was always interested. Yes. The Darkness 1 is fucking excellent. It's one of my favorite games. If you have the option, it's only on a console, which kind of sucks, but play it on Xbox 360. The PS3 version lags quite a bit. That's the version I played, and it's playable. It's just, if you want the best experience, Xbox is the way to go. I have a PS. I mean, like, it's fine. Like, I played it on PS3. Like, I got through it. Yeah. Just like, be prepared. It's like it's not the most polished experience. It's a first person shooter, but it feels like a game that like just happened to be a first person shooter. It's not a game that centers its gameplay around its first person shooting, And I think that's actually what makes it pretty unique, if I'm being honest. It's a really, really cool game. I would really recommend it. Just like, go in with an open mind and try to meet it where it's at, is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's, you might feel frustrated with the controls and stuff, but it's a really good game. The only thing I know about is a part on the couch with the girlfriend with no context. Yeah. That's so cool. Like, oh yeah, you can just watch all of To Kill a Mockingbird in this game, cuddled up with your girlfriend. That's so cool. Seriously, don't look up anything else about the game. Just go and play it. play at least like the first chapter, and if you're not feeling it, maybe drop it then. I will? Awesome. Awesome. That game needs a lot more love. Is the Bubsy trilogy good? Absolutely. I say this as someone who's never played them. I don't know if you like survival FPS, but you should play the Metro trilogy. I've seen those games. I've never really taken much interest in them. I heard at least one of them was good. Is the Gex trilogy good? No. They're fine. Oh, you know, the Kung Fu Panda trilogy was pretty fucking goated. Like, I don't think 3 was as good as 1 and 2. But I still think it was pretty solid. But, and that's right, now they're doing a 4th one. Fuck me. Oh, why? Yeah, another one that I remember that's a trilogy that I've seen is The Matrix. The first one was good. And the rest are like about the same quality as each other. They're fine. Is Donkey Kong Country a good trilogy? I've only played the first one, but probably yes. I mean, you just saw the full list of all the games I've finished, like at least most of them. So you'd be able to see which games I haven't played. Do you like the Matrix movies as a trilogy, or do you only enjoy the first one? Like, I think the first one is the only, like, great movie. I enjoyed 2 and 3. I just felt like they could have been one movie, you know? Like, they could have cut so much. I don't know. And then 4 was weird. Like, I liked it. Like, I didn't think it was any worse than 2 and 3, but yeah, those movies are weird. Yeah, I mean, I like Matrix 4. It's just I don't think any of them came close to the first one. You know what? Like, I think, you know, people are really attracted to the idea of, like, trilogies and stuff, and I am too. We need more, like, duologies. We need more, you know, your Klonoa 1 and 2s, your Max Payne 1 and 2s, just, like, a pair of games that are just so fucking, ooh, you know? Like, just so fucking, yeah. We need more of those. If we had more of those, we'd have less disappointment. Yeah. Terminator is a good example. The rest never existed. Yeah, absolutely. And hey, we've got 2 Blade Runners. Don't make any more. Oh, we don't need it. I mean, I don't know. I had a conversation with Dady about this, because he just finished reading Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is the book that Blade Runner is based off of, and I read that like last month. And it's a really weird book, right? And it's really interesting seeing just what the movie took from it. But we were talking, and I was just saying, like, man, I'm really kind of sick of like how much of how everything is being turned into like a franchise, you know? Like I really liked Blade Runner 2049, but I was skeptical of watching any of like the short animated films or whatever that was released alongside it, or the whole ass anime of Blade Runner that was made, because it's just like, do I need to watch these? Like, there's whole ass comic books set in this universe as well now, and it's like, is any of this gonna really like? Is any of this gonna enhance my enjoyment of these stories? You know, like these 2 movies are already like really fucking good and like complement each other in really cool ways, and then like reading the book, I found like an even deeper sense of appreciation for like this world and stuff like that. But it's like, do I need more? You know, like, it just feels like a lot of it was just made because, like, you know, it's an IP, like, we gotta make stuff. I don't know, I can't even remember where I was going with this. Oh yeah, we need just like more, we need more movies that are, and games and everything. It was just 2, it's just 2 really good things, and that's it. Martian, do you know of a way to get into the Lurker Fort without opening it? I swear to God there's a way, but I can't remember. Matrix 4 is a critique on the entertainment industry, and I love it. I mean, yeah, that's fine. It's just, I don't think a movie being a critique on something or what its themes are make it a good movie, you know? Like, I found like the critique like enjoyable and stuff, but it's also a bit like, how much of a meaningful critique can you make when you're stooped in that industry yourself? Like, Matrix 4 was a big Hollywood blockbuster, you know? Can you not open the door without collecting the cell? No, you need to collect the cell to open the door. It's fine, I can just debug. Flop. I've tried and I can't figure it out, so I just do this whenever I have to. It sucks. There is a few moments in the game where it's like in this mod where you kind of have to use debug, otherwise you're kind of stuck. Need a way to search Tamias. Yeah. Can get a standpoint with the torches, by the way. Good to know. Wish we had the Oddworld series continued. I would have loved to see Munch's story arc and other characters like the Stranger's arc and not just Abe for like the 100th time. I haven't played those games, but they seem really weird and interesting. Didn't we get like a new one sort of recently? Kind of was a redo of 2. Oh, weird. Not sure how much more I wanna get through of this. I'm tired. I don't know what we should do next stream. I want to talk about the books I've been reading, but I don't know what I want to do though. You know. I guess we can just do this again. Just have this as like background gameplay for what I want to talk about or whatever. But you know. Oh, now I gotta fucking... Okay, no. I think I'm just gonna end it here, guys. Anyone who sat through, like, my very long recount of my busy week last month, I appreciate you sitting through that. I really enjoyed telling that story and everything. I probably left out a lot, too. Stuff I wanted to talk about. But, yeah. That was cool. Oh yeah, I did forget something. So Glenn, like Ben's like friend in Guitar Tech, when I just real quick, when I rocked up to the final Heartaches gig, he saw me and he quickly like ran over to his bike and he's like, "Here, take this." It was like a paper bag. It's like, don't let Ben know I gave you this. And it was a bunch of like really old CDs of one of his solo albums and some really early Heartache stuff. And he's like, you know, we just had like a bunch of these and I picked out like the ones in the best condition for you. And they're all like, the cases are all cracked and fucking and messed up and everything. And it's like, oh damn, thanks man. That was really cool. I have them in my CD container over there, but I don't want to get them out. There's that. I think, I don't know, there's probably something else I forgot. But yeah. Yeah, this was fun. I gotta stream more often because yeah, like the best condition out of the yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming, everyone. I will see you when I see you. Bye bye.